And we're live.
Mm-hmm.
We're live. First Lonely Marks of the new year. Hope you guys all had a safe and happy new year.
Or as Jeff Jarrett would say, slappy New Year.
We'll get into Jeff Jarrett in a little bit, I'm sure. But yeah, no, the Lonely Marks, we're all here. We've got a fun show planned. We're going to be discussing some Worlds End, and we're going to be doing a fantasy draft, but not just any fantasy draft like we usually do, where we're going to book a card next week. No, it's a fantasy draft, much in the realm of fantasy football. So that's going to be exciting. We'll get into that more once we start the draft process. I am one of the Lonely Marks. I am Jacob. I am joined by all three of the other Lonely Marks, although one isn't very lonely anymore and hasn't been for quite some time now. Austin, how's it going?
She made me a Lonely Mark shirt for Christmas. So it has my name on the back.
What?
It's on the back, yeah. So I remember who I am. I can't really see it, but it's on there. So I don't forget who I am. Well, with the history of dementia and Alzheimer's in my family, I might need that at some point. But yes, so yeah, no, it's good to be here. Yeah, we all watched World's End. I was at Dynamite, the Max Dynamite the other night, here in Asheville. So can give you a little live action on that. But yeah, it's a good time to be a wrestling fan. We got AEW starting up on Max. We got Raw on Netflix next week, and we're kind of that. I feel like that's the kickoff to the road to WrestleMania this year, not the Royal Rumble. So I mean, we're rocking, and yeah, it's a good time to be a wrestling fan. Some exciting stuff going on.
Speaking of exciting stuff, JPO is also here. JPO, how's it going?
Doing all right. Sometimes I might be brief. Still got that cough, so but I'm hanging in.
Speaking of hanging in, Richie's also here. Richie, how's it going?
I'm hanging. Yeah, no, I'm doing good. Yeah. Excited to talk about a world of wrestling, fantasy draft, cope, all the things.
Cope. Yeah, we'll get into that as well. As always, we'll start it off with some news. I figured maybe we could say like the AEW fallout.
I feel like a good chunk of the news, like it's not really like much of a news headline week per se, as much like there's just AEW and the Dynamite fallout, the stuff from Max, which we can get into when we talk about World's End. And then I think the main thing is that Netflix on Raw next week. Like that's kind of the main thing everybody's kind of focused on right now. I know there's like a ton of news stories going on from what I can tell. It's mostly just focused on kind of the fallout from one and kind of the startup of another.
Yeah, I know JPO and Richie seem to be more in the loop when it comes to newsworthy events outside of AEW and WWE. So I guess we can kick it off there. JPO, you got anything that you wanted to bring up?
Report looks like we're gonna after they're switching. Looks like Lillian Garcia will be moving to SmackDown brand, while Alicia Taylor is going to Raw.
Oh, interesting. I'm also curious as to what they do with Joe now that Michael Cole and Pat McAfee are taking over Raw. I don't know if anything has been said.
I think they're just. I mean, I don't know if it's going to. I can't imagine it's going to be a permanent move. But like for now, I think they're just going to do the, sort of the kickoff sort of panel, the next panel. But I can't imagine that'd be like you're paying a lot of money. I feel like he's going to get ever more kind of media role at some point. But yeah,
I think he'd be great in a host role. I thought he was great as like the host of Saturday Night's Main Event. I think he'd be good in a role like that.
Yeah.
Hey, Jacob.
Hey, yeah.
I love you. Bruce Pritchard is also reportedly back in position since November. So Bruce Pritchard's backstage now.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't. Honestly, it's been a slow sort of. Sort of week. There's really not a whole hell of a lot as far as news goes. There's sort of there'll be a lot of ones that come out after Raw and Netflix and everything like that. There'll be there's news coming out of the out of like Dynamite and everything like that. A lot of changes. Yeah. How do you guys feel about the Pointer Sisters? You know, good theme song. That was, but yeah, no, yeah. So I kind of like that. The only other thing I was going to mention was, I mean, JPO just mentioned it was the changing of ring announcers, and yeah, it's pretty. I mean, you know, obviously Becky Lynch looking like she's going to be back into the fold here soon, as well. Looking more likely.
Kid, guys.
Huh?
She's busy raising a kid. Something CM Punk would know nothing about.
I feel like that. I don't think he meant it like hey, you don't have kids, like, you know, a dig like that. But it did come across that way. Yeah.
I was waiting for Punk to respond with like, "Yeah, and you're on the road every week, so are you raising your own kid?" Like, I feel like that's something Punk would have said like maybe 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah. But no, that was a good, like, you know, promise. I mean, Baron Corbin's officially a free agent. Maybe we see him go places. Who knows? I don't know how much he's actually. He kind of said in a post that he's like, hey, anyone out there want to put me in a horror movie? He might be more interested in going to movies, to be honest. Yeah.
Baron Corbin in the Marine 7.
Yeah.
That's not horror.
No, I'm just saying in movies in general, like something you could just throw them into. That's like a thing.
I don't think WWE's gonna book a fired guy for their movies. They stop making them. Maybe the franchise up for grabs. Let's all pool in our money and make the Marine 7.
I feel like we could buy the Marine franchise at this point. Yeah, like we can kickstart that. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's not like. I mean, it's probably also like. Pretty obvious at this point that the vignettes have been running is probably Penta. Penta's probably coming in.
Oh, after this week, they literally showed the drawing of his face. Like, if it's not Penta, then fuck us. Like, no, it's Pentagon. Like, no doubt.
Right.
They did the whole caricature this week.
So can we say, is he eligible for the draft then?
Yes. I would say so.
No, it's your call. If you want to go Penta, if you want to go injured people, like, that's your call. Yeah.
You want to, if you're predicting an NXT call up?
Yeah, you can predict. Yeah, you can go with that. Yeah, whatever you want.
You feel so-and-so's going to debut in the Rumble here in a few weeks, maybe, yeah, that's your call.
And if you want to draft one of the two women that are in the finals of the Intercontinental tournament, feel free. The finals have been set. It will be Dakota Kai versus Lyra Valkyria on the 13th. I think they were planning on doing it on the debut on Netflix, but pushed it so it doesn't get lost in the shuffle. I guess they want to make it, pretty important moment, which I can respect. You got 3 big matches, 4 really now with Jay and Drew being added. Some pretty big matches, and yeah, don't get that lost in the shuffle. I think that'd be a big moment. So. I just want to go around real quick. Who do you think's walking away the first women's intercontinental champion, JPO?
You said it's Lyra and who? Oh, Dakota.
Dakota Kai.
I think they'll go ahead and push. I could say it either way, but I'll go ahead and say Lyra.
Richie.
Yeah. I will go with the logic that they put the title. Chelsea Green's technically still a heel. So they put the title on the heel on SmackDown. So they'll put the title on the heel on. Put the title on babyface on Raw. I'll go Lyra.
Pez.
Don't care.
Okay.
No,
you know how I feel about most women's wrestling. Just don't care. It's fine. Sorry, dude. You know that. You guys know that. I don't care. Like, I only draft women if I have to.
Throw out a fucking name. It's 2 names.
Whatever you guys said.
I'm gonna be.
He says Io Sky.
Io Sky.
Yeah, that's what he.
Piper and Niven. All right.
I'm gonna be a little different. I'll go Dakota Kai. I think it'd be cool to see her hold a title. But I'm gonna this is one where it could go either way, and I'm going to be happy with the result. I think both of them could be a good first champion. You got any other news, or do we just want to go ahead and jump in?
I just want to give a quick shout out to my boy AJ Francis, top dollar, re-signing with TNA. So it'll be total non-stop actioning a little while longer. What's that? You want to see him live? You can. January the 10th, Friday in Fort Myers, along with me, Jay Vidal, Kendall Ryan, Sideshow, your FIP Florida Heritage Champion, and so much more.
You're probably breathing a sigh of relief there, but considering he was backstage at World's End, he could have signed.
Hopefully, we can put this on a date again, but it's all good so far. So he didn't Sammy Callanos. That's all I care about. Yes, that's right, Sam. If you're listening, you're still on my shit list.
So does this mean that AJ Francis is going to be eligible for the 2025 Florida 100?
I don't do sign guy. Like if you're signing a TNA or you're a former WWE guy, you're usually not on the Florida 100. Yeah, like you're made. This is to try to get alertness out there.
Right. No. Shout out to you, JPO, for doing that. This is what the third year that you've done that.
Yeah, third year. Florida 100 being released daily. So we got 100 through 80 currently out, and it was coming out 10 chunks at a time. Just trying to there's the PWA 500. There's all sorts of hundreds out there. For different niches, and just want to fill in the fact that Florida's got a lot of talent here, so we pulled as many people as we can, and some people love it, some people hate it, just like the PWI 100.
Hopefully people maybe understand this time that, again, you polled a bunch of people. It's not your personal list.
No, on a personal note, a shout out and a screw you to even close personal friends, Zach and Dustin today. Dustin Wills that you guys maybe seen on WWE, really, he's that low? Motherfucker, do you not know what I'm doing? Jesus, you're a personal friend of mine. Jesus.
I had no idea that people would get so triggered over something. I feel trivial, but anyway.
I still do it out of love, and I also do it slightly out of spite.
And I don't know, how many times you can reiterate it.
I polled people. This is not me just making up a list.
I counted the votes.
Yeah, these are votes.
I made the list.
If they're not higher, that's not a knock on them. Just those people got more votes. Some people did advertise it. Some people did say, "Hey, vote for me." If you didn't say that, which is fine, then you're gonna be lower. I don't know.
If you didn't buy your vote, then it's on you.
Don't ask why I'm on the list. I don't know. Look.
Yeah, you got my payment for the number 37 spot, right, JPO?
Oh yeah, they're really gonna be bad when you guys are all in the top 10.
4, 3, and 2. We could be number 1, obviously.
Yeah, I don't want to, make it seem too rigged.
But, hey, I mean, if there's no other news, what do we want to do? What do we want to do first? Do we want to draft first, or do we want to talk some World's End first?
I feel like, I would say World's End, but it's up to you guys. But
I would say World's End just because that parlays into the Dynamite on Max and stuff, and sort of some of the news coming out of the pay-per-view, and then coming out of that, we can kind of pair that up, and kind of. As we go through that, also just talk about, the Continental Classic, talk about, whatever, just any of the storylines and stuff coming out of that thing. I think it would pair nicely. We get that out of the way, and then we'll do the draft at the end.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. So, Worlds End, only 11 matches this time,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to the 12 or 13, sometimes 14 match cards that Tony Khan gave.
And only 8 main card matches. Yeah, that's pretty reserved, and the show, as far as not including in 0 hour, the show 3.5 hours from what I could tell. It ended right around 11:30 Eastern.
Yeah.
So, it wasn't like a 4.5, we've seen 4.5 hour pay-per-views, they've done before with 12 matches. A relatively pretty like reasonable pay-per-view lengthwise and whatnot. And I felt like they still didn't rush anything. Maybe other than the main event. We'll talk about it. That felt
Yeah,
rushed.
well, I was about to say,
Yeah.
obviously we'll get there when we get there. So yeah, we kicked it off with the pre-show, 3 matches on the pre-show. We kicked off the action with Toni Storm defeating Layla Gray. Cool.
I didn't actually see this one. It was the only one I didn't see.
Pez, I believe you were
this newcomer Toni Storm. Yeah, she's looking like she's gonna have a bright career ahead of her.
If she's not a future world champion, then
Yeah, I tell you, man, I'm looking forward to that first time matchup of her and Deonna Purrazzo on Collisions.
Yeah, they have a really big rivalry apparently, according to the biggest rivals apparently, according to Excalibur, who didn't get the note that he's supposed to be playing.
Didn't get the note that this is their first matchup they've ever had. play into the kayfabe, Excalibur. Play into the kayfabe. I think Nigel said something about that. I was like, "What are you talking about? They're meeting for the first time." Like he was playing along with it, like he gets it, but like, yeah.
Nigel has been gold on commentary.
He's been amazing. There's a reason that dude wins like color commentary of the year like every year. He's awesome. He's so much fun. So
will he win commentator of the year next week when we do the Lonelies? Tune in and find out.
Mm-hmm.
JPO, I know that you saw Toni Storm and Layla Gray because we were on screen. We were on stream together when this match happened. What did you think?
I'll double your review, Jacob, and say cool. Yeah, no, I mean it's a pre-show match. You know, reestablishing Toni, giving Layla a little bit of a rub too. You know, I mean, I've known Layla since her beginning, so you know, cool seeing her getting a match like this. So, and yeah, I think that Toni's got a lot of potential. Maybe she'll make the main card one day. You know, just keep it up.
I hope so.
Too bad she's not in Florida, or she might have if she could have made your Florida one top 100 at one point.
Yeah, probably mid 90s or so. Yeah, she's still new.
I think she's got top 10 potential. I think in a few years we're going to see her one of the best women's wrestlers on the planet. So our following match saw Jeff Jarrett defeating QT Marshall.
Wait, who was QT facing again, Jacob?
Jeff Jarrett.
A wild slapnuts appears. Double J, Jeff Jarrett.
I feel like we're going to see him a lot in 2020.
Yeah, I feel like because oh boy, did he have a weird segment on Dynamite?
Yeah,
AEW World Champion Jeff Jarrett. Yeah, no, I don't think so. But all right, have fun with that, buddy.
Yeah. So
he took on. Here comes was it the Doom? He's a Doom. What the get ready for the Doom. He's playing off that Doom.
That's QT's thing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Jeff Jarrett versus the Doom.
Playing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this was a decent pre-show match. Saw a little outside interference from one of the QT's guys, and then Jay Lethal came out and made the save. Jeff Jarrett gets the pin. Again, it was your basic pre-show match. I think these two, Jeff Jarrett can still work, and QT Marshall, I think. Yeah, it's come to the point now where if QT Marshall is in a match on the pre-show, I'm going to pick his opponent. So I believe Pez, were you still getting pizza at this time?
I came in like halfway through this match, and so like the back half. But I feel like I've seen QT work a bunch of times. I've ref for QT down in Florida when he was there for a while. He was in USWA for a while. I still have his phone number on my phone, by the way, so we can call him and ask him what he thought of this match. If you want. We'll get him live on the air. But no, Jeff Jarrett, I feel like in him will work a very specific old school match, and that's pretty much exactly what it was. It was just very old school. Even QT is. he's one of those guys that works those very like simple kind of old school matchups. So I mean, it's fine. I mean, he's QT's kind of like he's one of those pre-show guys. You can put just about anybody in there with him. He'll probably have a solid matchup. With him. He had a solid match with Commander on the Ring of Honor pre-show thing they did on Dynamite. I won't spoil anything, but I'm saying that their match was very, he was just doing his thing. So he's all right. And yeah, Jeff Jarrett, I think more of the news is more about the Dynamite thing of like, so he wants to be world champion in 2025.
Yeah, he signed his last talent contract.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how long the talent contract is. I guess it's a year. He didn't really specify.
There's like 7 different people in the AEW title picture right now who want that world title. And Jeff Jarrett was not one of the ones I was thinking would have a chance of doing it, nor do I still think that.
I guess it's kind of good because it makes the title seem important. But yeah, like, I mean, out of the 7 people who kind of declared their goal to get the title, he's probably number 7 on most likely to actually win the title, I would say.
Yes. Because when you have a title picture, obviously you have Jon Moxley that involves also, MJF and Darby Allin and Will Ospreay and Swerve and Jay White and Hangman Page and like, all these other people. It's like, I don't see Jeff Jarrett, squirming in there on a pay-per-view and winning and Orange Cassidy's always hanging around there, or at least according to Jacob, he's always got hope.
He's got a chance. He's got a chance. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw like a Dynamite, main event, Jeff Jarrett versus whoever the champion is. Like, obviously, there's no chance that he's going to win, but I think obviously he's got the fans behind him right now, and I think it would be like a cool moment. But yeah, obviously, like,
no, I could see that as well. Him. Yeah, main eventing at Dynamite where maybe he wins one of those like goofy title eliminator things and like gets a title shot, or something. But yeah, it's on like a Dynamite, not on a pay-per-view. And they build it up, to where maybe this is his last chance to ever, be world champion. And maybe they're behind him, but he doesn't succeed. You know what I mean? Right. He comes up short.
Yeah, like he main events one of those. Because I don't know how they decide what to like. It's he main events one of those Dynamites. Like I don't know why. Like some of those Dynamites, like normal Dynamites, some of them are like they got one on weeks like Maximum Carnage or something. I'm like, why is this one Maximum Carnage and not anyway? I don't. Yeah.
Winter is coming. All these like weird, promoted things.
Like maybe one of them. But yeah,
that weird beach break they had in January that one year. Who's going to the beach in January?
Yeah,
Fighter Fest, all the different ones they have. Yeah, like the title, or it could be like one of those. What the night of not the night of champions thing they do, but the title Tuesday there. Battle of the Belts. Like it could be like a Battle of the Belts thing. You could have Jeff Jarrett go for one of those and be unsuccessful in one of those. That's fine. Like I can see that.
Unlike if we're kind of merging Dynamite into here, like I mean, I was annoyed at the finish between Orange Cassidy and Page because it was like. Like if you're making the orange punch mean something, you can't take 3 of them and then just hit with the buckshot Larry. That was annoying. Like you got hit with 3 orange punches and then just no-sold them and got hit with the buckshot Larry and then lost. I'm like, okay, you kind of look like a bit of a geek there, but anyway.
JPO, what are your thoughts on the whole Jeff Jarrett situation?
No, I mean, they had some good intrigue going into it. He kind of just did a John Cena. You know what I mean? Like, this is my last run. Like you said, it's been very vague as to what is that contract. And people sign 5-year contracts, don't they, sometimes? So, wouldn't that be funny? In my last contract, 2030, I'm out. I got till then. But yeah, I guess
it's Ric Flair.
Yeah. Which, by the way, that was the other news thing I almost talked about. Ric Flair supposedly in an interview was like, I got one more in me. Stop it.
Yeah.
Fucking stop it.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You didn't a year ago. Yeah. You don't now.
So we'll see. I think this could be a good TV storyline. I don't see this main eventing Revolution. It might, but like or something like that. But I can see this being a fine little TV thing. Like Pez said, win some sort of battle royal. I hope they don't jumpstart it. I hope he doesn't win next week. And we get the
casino gauntlet thing because he is in it, right? Like he said, like I'm in it or whatever.
Put me in it. So I'm funny with that. Be though, done in the next 2 weeks. I know.
Because the winner faces.
I'm kind of expecting Jay White to win that, but maybe wrong. Who knows?
Yeah, and we do have a full scene. We still feel like Darby's gonna get a shot at some point, and Jay White and MJF cut a promo talking about how he wants his baby back, and so yeah.
I see more of at Revolution, Adam Copeland and John Moxley having like a singles match.
That definitely seems to be where they're going for that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so I don't know where Jeff Jarrett mixed into that other one, like you said, on some random TV thing, maybe for a couple of weeks, something, a
transitioning month of TV,
in between some shows. We'll see.
Yeah. And as for the match, it was fine. Yeah, QT Marshall's a good hand, as they say. He's one of those just good, capable guys.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then finally, the final match on the pre-show was an 8-man tag team match between Lio Rush, Action Andretti, and the Murder Machines of Lance Archer and Brian Cage, defeating the Outrunners and Top Flight. I forgot when I was making my predictions that Lio Rush and Action Andretti, they're the ones with the title shot, right?
Yeah, they're doing.
And then you guys mentioned that, and I was like, oh, that's right. They're probably not going to lose now that you mentioned that. I think the Outrunners are over. I thought, give them a win on the pre-show, make the crowd happy before you go live with the main card. But I'm not upset with the result. I thought this was a really solid 8-man tag to end the pre-show. Lance Archer and Brian Cage, I hope they get in the tag title picture too sooner rather than later. I think they could be a good tag team champs. Richie, what did you see?
Yeah, I came in during this match. I remember having a debate with I think this is briefly when you had Auguste Toit, the FYP champ on stream, and we're arguing with Brian Cage's beard. Brian Cage's beard is good. It is good. I like his beard. You own the beard, sir.
You know what else we can see August 12, Richie? Friday, January 10th. Fort Myers.
Also, I also noticed he's got a match with Rich Swann coming up soon at some point.
Yeah.
But anyway, I would like to see them more team up more. I think that'd be great. But in terms of this match, I think the right team won. It would have been cool to see the tag title match maybe on the show, but they like their multi-man, so gotta have your multi-man match, especially on a pre-show. So it was a fine match for what it was. But I like the Murder Monsters. That's a great name. And Murder Machines. Murder Monsters is a good name as well. Just throwing out there, if anyone wants to be attacking with the Murder Monsters, I'm down. Murder Machines. That's a good name. And and then I guess because Lio Rush got the pin, there was dissension there as well. It was hey, no, he wanted the glory. So I thought this was fine. It achieved what to do, which is get them over as a titles. And I thought it was great.
Yeah. JPO.
Not much more to add. Just quick little 8-man tag here. Everyone gets some spots in. You reestablish some of the characters here in case you didn't know. So it was fine. Did what it had to.
Pez?
I think we spent more time on the match, Richie, figuring out who Brian Cage looks like with the beard now. He looks like Matt Cardona. He looks like, like different people that he looks like now that he has a beard, because he just looks strange. Yeah. Different actors and whatnot. I feel like they missed the boat with the Outrunners. I feel like that ship has sailed. They had a chunk of time in there where they could have got them over and pushed them, into the tag title pictures, and now I think it's gone. I think their mystique is, they're still kind of over as an act, but I feel like they're just they missed that chunk of time, and now they're stuck back in limbo because and I'm not spoiling anything, but literally a couple of days later they're doing Ring of Honor. They're doing a Ring of Honor match pre-Dynamite with nobodies, just doing a match, and it's just what okay, it's just gone.
Well, that was sort of another news kind of news. Apparently, according to Fightful, at one point, Like, apparently Young Bucks wanted to lose the tag titles to Outrunners in a squash match, and they got shut down. I'm like, oh, wouldn't have hated that. That would have been funny.
They're EVPs. How can they get shut down?
I don't know why, but it just didn't happen.
Yeah, not much to add. That was my main observation. Is like, I don't know. I thought the Outrunners had a shot, and now it's just kind of faded away. Like I don't know. And I do like Cage and Lance as like a tag team. I wish they would kind of push them a little more because I like a good meaty Haas like tag team. That's fun. But yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, for sure. And then we kicked off the main show with the 2 semifinals of the Continental Classic. I thought this was going to be the finals, but I mean, I was partially right because we still got it here. Will Ospreay versus Kyle Fletcher, the rematch. They are now 1-1 against each other here in AEW because Will Ospreay did get the victory in what could possibly be the best opening match of the year. Question mark?
And Richie might get that rubber match in Australia. It's very possible.
It's
Possibly. Yeah, Kyle Fletcher needs a big match in that show, probably.
That would be a big match on that show. So I would imagine, them having their third encounter might be a solid bet for that Grand Slam that you're going to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, as well as a big Tony Storm match, I would imagine.
Probably Mariah May, I'm guessing. But yeah.
Yeah. So
it'd be nice to see Tony Storm get her first women's championship opportunity.
Yeah, definitely.
And have this up and comer face Mariah May for the first time. That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I think.
I wonder how they would work together.
They probably have pretty good chemistry. Yeah, if I just had to predict.
This was a great match. Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher, I think it was a great way to open the show. I think you were going to start with the 2 Continental Classics, and JPO brought up a great point when we were watching it together that obviously you're going to go face versus heel. You don't want to go heel versus heel to open the show. Although we'll get to it, but there was obviously a clear favorite in the second semi-final match. I loved this match. Great way to open the show. JPO, what did you think about Ospreay and Fletcher 2?
The Ospreay kid actually had a pretty good match for once. No, this was good here. I mean, both of the semifinals, they were both really good here. If you just like good wrestling, this is a good time to watch for AEW. They have all these tournament matches. They don't let any outside interference come in, and I like that occasionally. Actually, that's one of the reasons that drew me to AEW. If you watch like the earlier TV, there's not a lot of shenanigans. There was a lot of like clean finishes, and that kind of got lost over time and became more like WWE. So I like a tournament like this where it's just literally like, all right, wrestle. Cool. That works sometimes. So yeah, this is really good.
Yeah. Pez?
Yeah, I'm kind of catching, again, only sporadic tournament matches to one on pay-per-view. Now that I looked up on Max and I started the Thanksgiving Dynamite that kicked off the Continental Classic, and I'm going to go through and watch at least all the Continental Classic matches, because I know there was some really good stuff. I wanted to see a couple of Ospreay's matches, some of Okada stuff, things like that. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, getting to kind of catch the tail end of this. I like that they changed the dynamic a little bit with Will getting, busted open and getting hurt and trying to, fight, kind of in more of that underdog role again. And I think that the bleeding and stuff played well into their, the finals match, obviously, and made a good dynamic there. But overall, their first match might have been a smidge better, but I think again, they were telling a different story in this one, so that's fine. And they could tell a completely different story when they do the third match, with both guys being fresh again. And that would be a different dynamic if Fletcher is more over than Ospreay in Australia. That's very possible. Right. So,
I don't know if it's a given just because Will Ospreay has Australian ties there as well, and I just think that it might be more 50-50.
I'm just saying 50. I'm just saying it'd be a little bit different dynamic with him being more over there, and not just being full on heel. I think it could be like a 50-50 dynamic. So I'm just saying that could play into the story of that match as well. Maybe one of them is they can kind of trade who's kind of healing a little bit in that matchup. But yeah, this was still very good. Yeah, some great near falls, the spirit bombs or whatnot. Yeah, a lot of the big big moves. So, yeah, no, it was a great way to kick off the show. I mean, kicking off a show with Ospreay is always going to be a safe bet, to get everybody going, because he's still got that aura and that enigma where that's why I want to go back and watch the classic, because like if I feel like every match is almost like a must watch. Like you need to see almost everything he does, because he's going to have just these great matches all around. So there's a reason why we have a category on the Lonelies this year of best matches, not Will Ospreay, and then top 5 Will Ospreay matches. So because it's like he's got to have his own little category, and I think it was even the same like. What was it on the Sports Illustrated or something put out their thing, and like 5 of the matches were like Will Ospreay matches, you know what I mean? Out of like their top 10 or something, 5 or 6 had him involved. So it's like, it just is what it is, man. Like he's Mr. Pay-per-view, Mr. He's taking over that kind of RVD thing of like, every match is worth paying your money to see. So this is no exception.
Yeah. Richie?
Yeah, no, this match ruled. It was really good. History of good chemistry, and they should just not just because of them wrestling together, but also teaming together for all that all that time be on the road. But it's just really great. And they're telling great stories. I think Kyle Fletcher's really come into his own singles guy. Don't know what they're going to do with Mark Davis, who's also pretty good. But hopefully, we'll see what happens with him. But yeah, and I thought it was really good, and it was quite. I like the idea, like in these matches too, like that a wrestler can sort of win with any sort of move. I thought it was like quite out of the blue that he won with the Styles Clash. Oh, he won. Go.
Yeah, expecting that.
Mm-hmm. I thought, oh, sick, he won. He pinned on the Styles Clash, so that was kind of cool. And then it was like, and then they had to tell stories like, oh is he going to be that they do in tournaments? I'm like, oh, he's going to be 100% for his next match, and so
I don't know if we'll talk about it, but that promo was great too, where he was like still kind of bloody with like a bandage around his head. Just let's go, bro. We need you guys. Let's go. Like it was like the best babyface promo you ever saw. Just like firing up the crowd. Like I don't care, I'm hurt, but like let's fucking go. It was great.
Yeah, and he clearly didn't have a shower between then and like the match because he was still.
Hey, to be fair, it's still the same night. Unlike Sting, who on Nitro got doused in Vampiro blood and showed up the next week on Nitro still in his bloody clothes. Like, did you not take a shower all week? At least this one's like, it was like an hour and a half later. Like, I don't blame the guy for like, maybe he just was like, fuck it, maybe it'll motivate me. I don't know. Like, there's a reason behind it. I could explain that one away. Like, it's the same night. Sting, you have no excuses. Should have taken a day.
Have a shower. This is great.
Yeah, the following match was the other semifinal where the best tournament wrestler, Kazuchika Okada, and also the current defending Continental Champion, defeats Ricochet. I think Ricochet is really playing into this heel character. And as of yesterday, I'm really excited to see.
Yeah, because they were playing him like a geek heel, and now he's like
now he's psycho. He's psycho.
Now he's wearing like doctor glasses from 1985. Like
he's got golden scissors.
Yeah, golden scissors.
Yeah, the guy.
Yeah,
AEW likes attempted murder.
Yeah, he took that toilet paper prank way seriously. I was gonna play like it went from a toilet paper prank to
boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Yes.
Still like attempted murder on Dynamite again. Weird.
He came in too. Who let him in the building with scissors in there? I don't know.
Yeah, wouldn't that set up the metal detectors at the front door?
No, he got it from the seamstress who was probably helping, work on.
She always carries golden scissors around.
Stuff.
Yeah,
that's where he got it from. But no, this match was also really good. I think, Okada. I mean, he's still one of the best. When you put him in there with the right opponent, you're gonna get a classic. I think, him and Ricochet. The heel dynamic. I was curious as to to how that was going to work. But I mean, when you have just two good wrestlers in there, I think you can take the heel baby face out of it and just let them work. Obviously, the crowd was very much behind Okada. The crowd was really into him. There were some good moments. Pez, what did you think of Okada?
No, they had to work it differently because it was technically a heel, but yeah, Okada's kind of like that funny cool heel, that we like, with the middle fingers and the bitch and all this. So they can get behind him clowning on a more of a geeky heel, as Ricochet was doing, kind of going into this. So they can clown on him a little bit more. I like the nah hey you're bald. Like that's funny. Yeah, I thought it was great. I think the crowd got into it, and this, I mean, even after Wednesday, like this is kind of some of the best Ricochet or most interesting Ricochet stuff we've gotten in a long time. Like I think he's, finally found like an interesting kind of character dynamic, and is pretty cool. But yeah, the spot where he did the big wind up, like running the ropes to just slap him in the back of the head was great. That was fantastic. Just classic Okada. Yeah, it was pretty amazing. So yeah, I mean, he knows how to like, and good on Okada. I mean, he knows how to like work good matches and also not kill himself, because he is. Yeah, not that we thought he was older than what he was. He's only 37. I'm older than Okada, so that's weird. But but yeah, he's not that. And yeah, with the right opponent, when he wants to put on a banger, he still can. I mean very much so. I think he was definitely kind of saving it because he knew he was going to face Ospreay later, at least a little bit. But they still put on a good little show, and yeah, this was more. I thought it was more of a character based match than like an actual throwing down as we would see later. But it was still good.
Yeah, Richie.
Yeah, no, I like this match a lot. I think they didn't know how they're going to work it, but they worked it really well. And Carter's great. Yeah, that when he ran the ropes and slapped him was great. I think it works too because Ricochet is bald. You get more sound off a bald head. It was just just the sound came off. That thing was really funny, and Ricochet sold it well. Yeah, I think it's the most interesting Ricochet's been in quite a long time as well. I think that the key is too, like if someone brought this up, I can't remember, like on X, so it was like I think AEW, you learn sometimes if some wrestlers come over from WWE and they try to rekindle their stuff they did in WWE, it doesn't really work. We'll see later with the Undisputed Kingdom, but if you kind of go into it with you got with like a new character, people kind of maybe respond to that. So I think I feel like the Ricochet of doing the 450s and there's all the thing, or having like there's one of the best matches. Yeah, like it was Ospreay. Yeah, we want to see that, but that has a sort of a shelf life. But yeah, but having like giving him a proper like character, which I don't think he had really in WWE, is I think that was much needed, and I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with Ricochet now. But yeah, and I think even though he was like geek Ricochet here, I think he played it really well, and I like Okada a lot here. He was really good, and it was just sort of a character based match, but it was still really entertaining.
JPO.
Go ahead, me for real quick. What are we talking about? Oh, we're still on the. I wasn't sure if we had grouped it up or not. As I said, very, very good way to end the tournament here, or starting to the end. We got one more to go here. A bit of an novel match on paper, but I thought they made it work really well here, and I'm looking forward to where the future leads for both these guys now. Actually,
yeah, me too. Up next, Tijuana fight for the AEW Women's World Championship. Mariah May defeating Thunder Rosa. I thought they used the stipulation really well. I thought there were some nice spots. Thunder Rosa's dad involved at ringside. I think.
Boy, and I this might sound mean, but he is the most stereotypical Mexican dad you ever seen in your goddamn life. Boy, he was almost a cartoon character. Like, and I don't mean that like to be mean. It's just funny. Like they pan over to him, and he's like 5'4", and he's got a ridiculously giant mustache, and he's wearing the hat. And I was like, bro, like, what are you from? Like a 1950s cartoon? Like, what is going on? Like, it's like, bro.
It'd be like if you spotted like if if the rest was Italian and they had their father, and then he looked like Super Mario or something. You know, it was
It was just he's just very like draw me a Mexican dad. You know, just like, I was like that really is the dad, right? Like that's a shoot. Like wow, okay. I was like, all right, well, I mean, good for you, bro. You're rocking the gimmick. That was a glorious mustache. I'll say that.
It was. I thought this was a solid match. I didn't think the result was ever in question, though. I don't think Thunder Rosa's back up to like a championship level yet. I mean, obviously she's a good person to put in there to when you need somebody to when you need one of your champions to have an opponent. She can fill that role very nicely. I don't know why they did a Tijuana street fight in Orlando. But fine. Again, I thought they used the stipulation really well. I thought there were some nice spots. I thought when she was running up the table, I was like, oh, I hope it doesn't break in the middle.
God, I was so worried for her when she did that it was just gonna like collapse and just screw up the spot, and it was gonna be on Botchamania immediately. Like because I was like, those tables either are impossible to break or they break very easily. You never know. So it's gonna be one or the other.
If there's a good thumbtack spot, I think
thumbtacks and pinata seems unsafe for children to break open. But
I don't feel safe to bring my kid to that party. I'm just like,
also, she just ripped it open. She didn't even use a stick.
Why would you not use a stick, man?
Her dad had a cane. Use that.
Yeah.
But no, I thought this was a really solid match. I mean, obviously I think there was a much better women's match later on in the show. But Richie, what did you think of Mariah May and Thunder Rosa? I just said her name like not even 2 minutes ago.
In some respects, we'll get into it. But in some respects, I like this one better than the one we'll talk about. Because I don't know. I didn't have high hopes for this match coming in because I thought it was kind of random. Like you're building towards something else, but it just felt like a filler for something for Mariah May to do. But I thought they crushed it. I thought it was really good. That table spot was very scary, but they put it off really well. And then the way they pulled off the pile driver from the inside to the outside was really good too. It's very very quick and fast. Holy shit, that was.
No, we had the same comment, Richie. We were like, she pulled a rhino in ECW. I used to do that spot all the time to Francine or like Sandman's wife or whatever. Like used to do that snap pile driver off the apron like through a table. It always looked gross.
Yeah. But that pulled off really good, and I thought ultimately they had a really good match. Obviously for like hardcore matches in AEW, like in women matches, like Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa is a benchmark. I don't know if you'll ever hit that, but this is still really good.
That Willow Chris Statlander street fight was really good.
Yeah. So I think they're crushing it. I really enjoyed this match a lot.
Yeah. JPO, what did you think of Thunder Rosa and Mariah May?
JPO, Thunder Rosa and Mariah May. Any thoughts?
What do you think of Thunder Rosa and Mariah May?
It's good.
Pez, what did you think of Thunder Rosa and Mariah May?
It was a fun enough, kind of hardcore plunder match, for what it was. I mean, she brought out the pinata. You knew there was going to be something in there, most likely that tax, and it was fine. It's kind of predictable. I was surprised. That what was the bump they took into it? It was it's something that looked pretty gross when they actually did it. It was. Did Mariah take the bump into it? I thought it was.
She reversed it.
Yeah, I forget exactly what it was, but it was a pretty nasty little back.
Oh, it was like a missionary driver thing, wasn't it? It was a missionary,
something like that. And then I could tell whoever took it was desperately trying to get off the tax and roll up, but they had to do a pinfall spot. It was I had to do it and pin, and just as soon as it was 2.5, it was give me all these pin tax.
I think you could almost see Thunder Rosa say, "Pin me."
Yeah, just like pin me quick. Oh my god. But yeah, no, I mean it wasn't bad. Yeah, the use of Thunder Rosa's dad's cane and stuff. Just playing around with the gimmicks, but just it was entertaining enough, and then the crowd got mostly into it for a match that didn't have a lot of hype going into it. It was pretty fun. I thought it was a pretty predictable outcome. I think we all did. Mariah's not losing that title till she faces this up and comer Tony Storm possibly. I think has pretty good chances in there, but it was okay for what it was. It was all right.
Yeah. Up next was match. What, 2 years in the making? 3 years in the making? How long has it been? MJF versus
Can it be over, please? Can this feud be over?
I hope this is it.
It seems like on the promo he cut on the pre-tape that they shot after the pay-per-view, he was like, I can move on from this or something. Like he mentioned that. I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, MJF defeating Adam Cole, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett were guarding the ring so it wouldn't get used, obviously. And then MJF weasels his way into getting the ref to kick them out of the ringside. Tries to use it anyway. Doesn't work. It doesn't work. And MJF ends up winning anyway, even though he didn't have to actually use the ring. Adam Cole, whatever. I totally thought. I think we all might have thought that Taven and Bennett were going to end up turning on Adam Cole.
We kept waiting for it because they kept surrounding him and like standing by him in the ring and on the entrance ramp, and we were like, "And here it comes! And here comes the clothesline or whatever. Here comes the punch, like whatever, and like it just never happened. And we were like, "Oh, no. All right."
Yeah, post match. Maybe it's going to be Roderick and Kyle O'Reilly that turn on him. No, they're just all together. The Undisputed Kingdom, they're fine. Even though they shouldn't be, but whatever. Good match, convoluted storyline. I'm glad this is finally over. Undisputed Kingdom. Also, going back to the Ricochet Swerve ended up coming out because Roderick was also in the match. O'Reilly and Cole come out. Way too late, by the way. He's been stabbed twice.
Well, and also it was a triple threat on Dynamite, right? Which also means no DQ. Help your boy out win that match. How about that? You can interfere. It's no DQ, and you can trip some people. Do some shenanigans, pass them a weapon. Whatever, and technically you can do it in front of the referee according to triple threat rules. So help your boy out win that match because now he lost, and he did. I don't know if he might still be in the gauntlet somewhere.
I think all three of them were. I think it was just a matter of who goes in.
Who was number one, but still, like, help him get that advantage, bro. You can do it, and there won't be any consequences.
I said it when they announced the match, and I was watching, and I was like, oh, okay, so Ricochet is gonna interfere and take Swerve out, and then Roderick's there to take the pin so Jay White can win and enter number one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Am I missing something? Why would you want to be number one?
Because this is the one where
it's the one it can end immediately if you pin him first.
Okay.
It's over.
I get it now. Yeah. So I was confused the whole time.
It's a reverse. It's a reverse Royal Rumble where like the match can actually end. Like literally, if it's Jay White and whoever, let's say, I don't know, Jeff Jarrett, if he's in it or whatever, right? Like technically, if the bell rang, Jay White could hit him with the Blade Runner immediately and pin him, and the match would be over. He would be the winner of the gauntlet. Like that's it. So you because they've had those ones where they said there was like 21 people lined up and it ended at number 11 or whatever. Like
that's right. And they did that stupid thing where Roderick Strong got a title shot because he whinged that he didn't get a chance, and then Tony Khan was like, "That's a great idea."
And even Evil Uno like tweeted something where he was like, "I was like number 21. I was almost there, waiting for my spot or something." You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, it technically can end at like any time. So you want to actually be earlier.
Yeah,
I don't know which one of you said it, but I do want them to, if they end it before everyone has entered, just to go to the back and all the other wrestlers that were supposed to be in, just like
Just
throwing a
standing there.
fit. And, huh,
Yeah. Oh, okay.
do I still get paid for tonight?
Yeah.
But back to MJF and Adam Cole. JPO, I know you're feeling a little under the weather, so I'll go to you first so you can. MJF,
It's been a long day without you, my friend. I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. As for this match, so yeah, this is fine. We've all made fun of the storytelling. The match wasn't necessarily super next level either here. I don't know. I'm kind of bummed out, but that was all happened. I'm guessing we're done. We'll end on 5 faces beating the shit out of one guy, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, this
right? Yeah,
this will go down as a very, very cursed angle.
Yeah, Pez. Your
Am I
thoughts
still
on-
alive? I'm having connection issues. Am I still here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. My connection was getting screwy. My streamer was kind of going in and out, so I was making sure I'm still here. You guys are kind of blacking out for me. But yeah, the match itself was fine. I mean, these guys are both good wrestlers, so they're going to do their thing. And yeah, it wasn't bad. But yeah, I've been touting that MJF is the hero in this feud and is fighting off the 5-on-1 odds. And despite that, he still won this match. As he pointed out in the promo on Dynamite. Hey, by the way, I still won that match. And I kept my ring. And and he thwarted off, the odds to beat Adam Cole. That it's weird. The whole feud has been bad. It's kind of a shoe-in for maybe worst feud of the year. Just really convoluted. I hope everybody's moving on from it. I don't know where you go with like this Adam Cole Undisputed Era thing. Like you have a babyface faction of 5 people. Like what? Why are they not running roughshod on everybody? I don't know. Like it's very odd. I'll stop there because my connection's getting wonky again.
Yeah, it's getting a little cutting in and out a little bit.
Yeah.
I do agree though, and like Roderick's the one getting world title opportunities, but Adam Cole's supposed to be the main guy. I don't know. Richie, are you as glad as we are that this is finally over?
Yeah, because it was just weird. It was like the dynamics of when, like I mentioned, it was like the Bennett and Taven get ejected from the arena, from ringside, and the crowd cheer. Fuck off! And it's supposed to be the baby faces. It's just weird. And then even though Adam Cole tried to cheat or whatever, and him beat him to it, and then won, and then they beat him up anyway. Adam Cole hit him with the diamond ring, got booed, and then MJF made a good point. It's like it took. I beat you anyway, and it took 5 of you guys to beat me up. I'm like, you're not babyfaces. I think they've done damage to these guys as like a faction. I feel like you've got to do some. I don't know. Like, this is some course correction. I don't know what you do, but Adam Cole's booking in AEW should get its own wrestling with regret segment one day. Just his I don't know who he pissed off when he first got there, but I don't think he's been in one enthralling storyline since he's got signed, in my opinion. I'm looking forward to seeing where what MJF, how he fits into maybe the title picture. I don't, and it sucks me to say, but I don't care about this Undisputed Kingdom. I don't. They're good, they're great wrestlers and everything, but I don't get their motivation. I think they're geeks. There you go.
And is Wardlow still with them? You remember when Wardlow was with them?
Yeah.
Remember when Wardlow got pushed?
Yeah, he was in 2022, he was the most over person ever, in the company.
Remember when Wardlow powerbombed MJF 5 times and beat him clean in the ring?
The crowd was went nuts. The crowd was
just
no.
I'm glad it's over.
Yes.
We got into it. I think these next three matches are all fantastic. Starting off with
I
Konosuke.
have my quibbles with the women's match. We'll talk about that. Just the booking, but we'll talk about it.
But Konosuke Takeshita defeating Powerhouse Hobbs in a big meaty match, right? Right, Pez. I know you like your meaty matches.
Meat. I like meaty matches. That meaty match, that NXT match might still be my number one because I love
And one
meat.
NXT match of the year.
I might go back and watch it one more time just to make sure, like this coming week, and go check it out. But damn, like that was fun. I look this one though, not to just jump in. I don't know if it's my turn, but I'll just jump over. Like it's this match was like good, but I felt like it didn't get into that like fourth gear, like there was something missing from it where I think it was if we had had a little more meatiness to it, I think it would have been all right because the crowd was ready for it. They were already chanting meat like at the beginning, like they were picking up what they were throwing down, trying to get into the spirit of it. But I felt like there wasn't as much as there could have been of just like hard hitting back and forth. It just kind of felt like a match at points. So I mean, I'm glad Takeshita wins. Powerhouse Hobbs just one of the another odd booking thing where like. He has this match, and then on Dynamite, he's squashing just two nobodies. Like, what do we need to do that?
John Cruz and somebody, Serpentico and somebody.
Yes, John Cruz.
Yeah, and like some other geek. I'm like, okay, like, all right, why you couldn't follow? And Takeshita, was he even on the show? I don't even think he was. Like on Dynamite.
No.
Yeah. So cool follow up.
He earned the night off. Powerhouse Hobbs earned a squash match against two people. And apparently, and then Powerhouse Hobbs, he was selling the leg injury, but apparently on Dynamite it was just fine. He just needed 3 more days to rest up, and there was nothing wrong with it. Richie, your thoughts on the match?
Yeah, I'm kind of with Fez here. I think it didn't get to that next level gear. Like it didn't become like a meaty match where they were beating the shit out of each other. It was sort of like more with, I think, Takeshita sort of wrestling as more of a methodical heel, like just working the leg and stuff like that, and sort of slow the pace down a bit. Like when they were sort of going, it was good, but I think it could have been a big, maybe house fight. I didn't really turn into that, but it was okay. It was a good match.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I still think it was one of the better matches on the card, and it could potentially be match of the night if it does get into that fourth year, like you guys are talking about. Because I thought, they had some really solid spots. I enjoyed Hobbs, kind of selling his injury, and Takeshita. Like I hope he holds on to that title for quite some time. Give him the right opponent, and he can have potential. It's hard to have match of the night when Will Ospreay is on the same card as you, but match number 2 of the night isn't always, or match number 3. Not a bad consolation prize. JPO, your thoughts on Takeshita and Hobbs?
No, this was relatively lived up to the hype, which I'd hoped it would, because I think everyone here is a fan of Takeshita. He finally got his moment to shine the last pay-per-view, and we're also fans of Hobbs here. So good match, good. I don't even want to say mid-card because these two could be future main eventers, but a good placement. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah. All right. And then we followed that up with the TBS Championship, the longest match of the night, which surprised me. Pez is having internet issues. He will be right back in, but
we'll be right back.
We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. Diet Mountain Dew, am I right?
Wow, we're doing pretty good. We got 900 already. Got like Mountain Splash. That's what we could get at first.
Mountain Splash.
Mountain Lightning.
The Walmart's Dr. Thunder Potential sponsor. No, yeah, longest match of the night, which surprised me. Before we get into this, did the segment on Dynamite seem like Mercedes Moné said, "Hey, I want to be on the show," and they were like, "All right, well, you got 5 minutes. Go do something."
That was unnecessary as hell. Yeah, was that
I
that
was
could
like,
have been a
"She's
pre-tape video?
out." Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a waste. It felt like a waste of time. It felt like and the show still went over.
Isn't she on? She's on Wrestle Kingdom or Wrestle Dynasty, right? Like she's going to
Yeah, she's
Japan,
got
right?
account. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, shouldn't you already be on a plane? Like, you got to adjust to that jet lag. Like, you should be on a plane right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Whoa.
heading over, that's a long flight. Like, get over there and like rest before your match. Like, what are you doing on Dynamite? Like, get your ass to Japan, like right now. That's, I don't know. I don't know if she's flying out that night. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. And hopefully Claudio was too, because he's on that show. He's facing however you say his name. I don't want to be disrespectful.
Isn't Takeshita facing Shingo? Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe.
That's probably why he was on the show, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he was already over there, like, yeah, y'all need to get your asses over there too.
I mean, Claudio's also got a match on Saturday, so. But no, Mercedes Moné defeats Chris Statlander, nearly 25 minutes. I thought there were some really good moments in here. I thought they, the whole boot in the ring, or in the apron, and then, yeah, just when you thought it was over, it wasn't over. They on commentary they kept saying things like, "Oh, is Chris Statlander going to actually win?" And as soon as I said that, they did the finish, and Mercedes Moné retained, as we all predicted. I think,
except for me, because I just want to be different from JPO. I didn't have the exact same thing as him, but I would have tied the predictions with him if I had gone with the obvious surefire of Moné of this, but I didn't want it to be exactly the same. So,
but
it is what it is. So you guys luck out that we're not doing New Blood Rising.
Jesus.
But JPO, what did you think of Mercedes Moné and Chris Statlander?
I mean, other than again, as we say with AEW, kind of still in the build up a bit iffy. We had the match already. It was a good match. So I think that's kind of just what happened here. Is that who else we got? Well, I don't know. You guys, is the heel thing really working? Make Chris a face, have her fighter again. So it's a good match. I think probably Moné's best matches have been with Chris.
Yeah, Pez.
Yeah, I had my quibbles with this match. I thought this match was booked weird, because holy shit, did Mercedes just beat the fuck out of Chris and Statlander in this match? Man, she beat her and 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 made her look like a total geek. Like, and the only time she got anything in Statlander, I mean, was when she had the two little F5 spots and a finish, and like, I thought Mercedes made her look like a total dork in this match and like just beat the shit out of her. I don't know if that was part of the like her thing for doing this match or doing this rematch, but man, did they squash Statlander for me in this match. And just, I don't know, like there was something off about it for me where, man, she just beat the piss out of her for like 20 minutes. And I was just like, what are we doing? I didn't like this match. I maybe I'm in the minority. I thought this match was very lopsided and dragged on way too long, and I didn't dig it personally. But yeah, I thought the earlier match had a lot more fire to it. I thought this one was kind of dead and lifeless. So, but it's just me. Maybe I'm off base.
Richie?
Yeah, I don't know if I dislike as much as Pez, but I get what he's saying. I do think she's still selling a bit. Like that they were kind of. Yeah, it was probably a bit too selling a bit too much here. Especially there was one spot where like the only reason she didn't get counted out is because Mercedes stopped her from getting counted.
Then goes for the count out later. It made no sense.
Yeah.
You had an opportunity to win via count out earlier. Why wouldn't you take it as the champion? If it's a count out, even if you get counted out, you still keep your title. So like, why are you worried about count outs?
Yeah. But So in that regard, I like the the first match better because it was a bit more, like competitive, a bit more 50-50. Yeah, I think these two work well together. I just don't think like whoever produced the match, I'd be like, yeah, it's a bit more. Yeah, I'd probably argue that to not be so lopsided, and you can still have her be that gritty baby face that just comes up short. Maybe to get that inevitable third because I don't know. I don't know when they're going to do putting Mercedes and Camille. I thought we would got that by now, but maybe we're going to get a third one before that happens. So I thought it was all right, but could have been better because of the booking, but not no fault for any of the women involved. Just the way the match is set up.
Mm-hmm. Up next, your penultimate match, the finals of the Continental Classic. What was it? The 11th time that these two have
something like that
faced off, something like that. First time I believe in AEW. Kazuchika Okada defeating Will Ospreay. I think much to the surprise of most of us.
Me.
That's why I said most of us. I think we all thought Will Ospreay was going to win this one, and apparently they might have a bigger storyline in mind for the Continental Championship based off the post-match happenings in this one. But first, the match, you put Okada and Ospreay in the ring together, and you're going to get gold. I loved the end of this match, particularly. I think, hitting all the moves, the counters, it was crazy. And then Okada hits that final move, and he gets the pin. It was like once he hit it, I was like, "There's no way he's kicking out of that many rainmakers, right?" And he doesn't. But I like when something that we all think might be totally predictable goes the opposite way, kind of like Nakamura winning the U.S. title off of LA Knight. I thought Will Ospreay was gonna be holding that championship, but he is not. Okada has won. Christopher Daniels comes out to congratulate him, but he says he is no longer an EVP, and Kenny Omega has returned. He hands him the belt. But what's in the background of most of the shots is the All In Texas poster, which is weird. Well, I don't know why you're advertising that before Revolution. Build that pay-per-view too. Let's get some good matches on that one. I don't know how they're going to drag this out to June, July.
Yeah, July. Yeah,
drag it out. I don't know. This could be a good.
I mean, I guess you got to have something on people's minds to get some tickets sold, I guess is the theory there, because they've sold like 7,000 tickets so far, I think, and they need to, boost a little bit more. I still think they're getting a little overly ambitious right now with the venues they're trying to run, as Richie can attest to, moving it from a stadium to an arena in Australia. Yeah, so and they came to Asheville here. There's no like big arenas in Asheville, but the place they ran seemed appropriate. It was like this, Harris Center, and it was about 3,000 capacity, which seemed about right, and it was mostly full. So like that's it's fine with that. But yeah,
yesterday, I was like, are they gonna?
No, I was in the section. I was in a pretty like lower bowl. Like I had really good seats, straight looking at the screen in the ring. That's the seats I like. But yeah, like I guess it's just to get a match in people's minds, to get people interested. Okada and Omega in America. I guess that's the selling point. They've had all these matches in New Japan, but I guess
I guess it could be easier to build it up when Kenny Omega's. It's not like Kenny Omega's going to be wrestling every week. So I guess in that sense, it's easy to build up. It's a bit harder to build up July if they're constantly wrestling and they're just not touching each other. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But Pez, what did you think of Okada? And
No, I mean the match itself was great. Did they ever explain why Okada has to be in his own tournament for his own title, though?
I don't know if they ever did, but like, yeah, they said he was. And again, they say he's automatically in the tournament, but again, like, there was
Why
no.
is he in the tournament though? Like he's the champion.
Yeah,
Is
I don't know if they
is
ever
the
explained it.
Continental.
But yeah,
Because I mean, it made sense. It made sense for the inaugural one because you were crowning a champion, so that's fine. But like, it seems to me like the winner of this tournament should have then faced Okada for the title and been the number one contender, or faced him later that night or whatever. To one degree or another. It still seems odd that like if I was the champion, just logically, I would be like, oh, you want to put me in the tournament for my own title? Fuck you. I'm the champion. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm the final boss of this tournament. Like, I'm not going to do that.
Also, if it wasn't kayfabe, if he didn't get enough points, would he just get the title taken off him? Like if he wasn't in the semifinals? Okay. So weird.
That seems like, a massive hill you have to climb, unless, again, if he cuts some promo saying, I'm going to once again prove, even though I'm the champion, that I'm the best at doing these tournaments or whatever, that's one thing. But, logically, I don't know if it ever made sense that he was in the first place. I felt like you could have had maybe somebody else in there, and he could be still the final guy to face, and you still could have got to Okada and Ospreay, even still, he could have won the tournament and then Okada could have still won the match. But regardless, I mean, that's another topic for another day, but, the booking of the whole thing. But, I mean, the match was still awesome. I mean, they definitely had like a New Japan style matchup here, with like, 25 minutes or however they went, or 20 minutes. So, yeah, not as long, but still, they got a lot into that 20 minutes. And some of those sequences, where they were just countering it back and forth, and rainmakers and hidden blades and all kinds, just back and forth. Like, great stuff. That's the stuff I just love that Ospreay does so well, where they can just put together these insane sequences. And I think we watch it. Sometimes me and Richard are just like, what the fuck? Holy shit! God, what did you do? Oh god, he put it back. There. Like we're just having fun. Like it's that shit. And I'm sure Jim Cornette will shit all over this match and say it's like the worst thing he's ever seen. This week or whatever. But I think he's out of touch as far as just having fun with like what these guys can do in the ring, and I can still enjoy it just as a spectacle of like crazy athleticism and like and just what they can do in there. I think is pretty damn impressive. But Okada, he'll show up when he wants to, and he'll be the Okada of old with the right opponents, given the right situation. He can coast a little bit here and there, but when he needs to bring it, I know Will pull that out of him. Obviously, guys like Kenny Omega will pull that out of him. Obviously, I mean, I'm sure that match will be great as it always is. But it was a really solid match, and it's just in the sea of Will Ospreay matches. Will it be the top? I don't know, probably, maybe not. But that's also like saying like it's the least shiny diamond, in the group. You know what I mean? It's still like awesome, and I still enjoy, every one of these pay-per-views because you get to see, these awesome matches that they put on. So, and this was no exception.
Yeah, JPO. What did you think of Okada and Ospreay?
Oh, another good one. No, good way to end it. Another one that was hard to tell who was going to win, which is cool. That's a nice, 50-50 here, because I thought, this is the one I was wrong on. I thought we'd crown a new champ, a new winner for the tournament. But no, we got Okada, solidify him as the best tournament guy ever to live, ever, forever.
Forever.
Ever and ever till the end of time.
Yeah. Richie?
Yeah, no, this is great. As expected, it's a great match. I like the ending sequence. We'll just like whoop,
Hey, good.
okay, cool. I hit it. Yes, I hit wider. Yeah.
The only thing I miss is the Japanese announcers when he would hit the Rainmaker and he'd be going, Rainmaker! Like, I miss that stuff. I love that stuff.
So, I mean, you can get a Excalibur, but it won't be with races. So, but yeah, no, it was a great match. Probably the best match on the show, I would say.
Yeah, the match I thought should have based on match quality. If you want to end on a banger of a match, I think you should have went to Okada and Osprey. If you want to go for a moment, there was a pretty nice moment at the end of our main event. Um, John Moxley retaining his title, defeating Orange Cassidy, Hangman Adam Page, and Jay White. Um, this it's a 17-minute match, but it felt short. It felt
God,
like
they were going 100 miles an hour during
yeah,
this match. Insane. Yeah. Oh my
it
God.
felt like we had maybe I thought for sure we could have had like 10 more minutes before getting to the finish. It feels like it just ended. I don't know if they were like, oh, we're gonna cut some time, so do your thing. But it felt short. The ending just again abrupt. Security taking the Death Riders away, even though there's no DQ in a fatal 4-way match. It's like no, what they're doing is completely legal. I thought they were kind of stupid for following Moxley when it's like, hey, if the three of you stay in the ring and fight, one of you could be the new champion. But I guess it's really not about the champion. I guess you just hate Moxley that much. No, get back to the ring and win the match and win the title.
The
Isn't that
constant
what this is
cutting
about?
to like Christian up in like a box,
Yeah,
like Skybox, like watching the match with his contract. But like that'd be kind of stupid because you're 100 yards away from the damn ring. What are you gonna do? Try to run down the stairs and make it to the ring and like pin somebody out of nowhere?
right.
Like that was odd. Yeah,
Well,
like
also Christians, like it makes sense later on to pan to him, but like that's because like his reaction mattered that then, but it's like doesn't really matter when he's in the skybox. Like he's not really he's not he's too far he's too far away. There's a Death Rider members all around. Like he's not gonna. There's not gonna be a moment where he's going to be like, I don't know.
If he was ringside, like front row, or like on the rampway, like off to the side or somebody nearby, and maybe you teased him like standing up and when there's like a double down or and like maybe taking a step or like something like that just to keep the crowd interested, that would be one thing. But what's he gonna do way up in the damn balcony? He ain't gonna do shit up there. Like it's just that don't make any sense.
Why just have him on screen? I don't know. I guess they just want him on screen to do that reaction later on, but it's like
Yeah. What I don't get is that he won a casino gauntlet, but his contract is for whenever he decides. But next week is also a casino gauntlet, but their match is the following week. Let's have some consistency here. Like either I don't get it. Whatever. Obviously. Moxley gets the pin on Jay White. And then after the match, we get the return of FTR and the Rated R superstar. I believe he's still Adam Copeland at this point. The name change doesn't happen until Dynamite, where he is now Cope for some reason. They said it was his choice. I don't know if it was his choice because he seems like a cooler guy than that.
Even if it is his choice, someone needs to pull him aside like, look, I appreciate it, but no, that's a dumb name.
They come out, they clear the ring.
I'm going to the roster page on AEW right now to see what he's billed as.
They showed his graphic when they
oh my god! On the roster page, it says "Rated R Superstar Cope."
Yep.
Oh my god! Oh god! No! It's official. It's on the roster page. Go look for yourself. Oh no!
I believe it.
I will envision that. I feel like this name won't stick. But anyway, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And then he calls John Moxley kid, even though John Moxley is 39. Cope has been doing this since.
Technically, that might be true.
It's possible.
Because he didn't say when you were in like diapers. He said
No,
pubes.
he said
So
pubes.
Moxley could have been 10 or 11 while he was 20. That tracks. So
he is 12 years older. So I mean, I don't know when he started.
That tracks. Yeah, I mean, he was like 20 or something, or 22, 21. So I mean, that tracks as far as the puberty thing. If he had said diapers, I'd be like, no, that's not true, like at all. But yeah, pubes, okay, that makes sense. If you're a teenager, or whatever, that's fine.
Yeah. And then it led into what I thought was a really good 6-man tag match on Dynamite. I believe the first time we fact checked it afterwards. I believe first time that Cope and Dean, or not Dean. Wow, John. I went back to his WWE name. John Moxley were in the same match, and yeah, no, I thought it was really solid. Not to jump ahead to that match, but yeah, no, I thought. Main event a bit lackluster. I thought it was a cool moment afterwards to see Rated FTR and kind of facing off against the Death Riders. But yeah, it felt rushed, and I felt like we kind of like how you guys were saying with the Hobbs and Takeshita match. I feel like it never quite hit that next level like it could have. I think all 4 men involved are fantastic workers, so I feel like it could have. And then just some of the choices they made, like security taking the Death Riders out, even though this is technically it's a no DQ match. They're allowed to get involed. I thought that was stupid.
They got involved anyway.
And then they come back anyway at the end of the match. It was fine. I don't think this was the best main event. It wasn't. I didn't.
Because if the Death Riders can get involved, why wouldn't the conglomeration come out and beat the shit out of Moxley and try to help Orange win the title? Right? Like, it's no DQ. Yeah. Mark Briscoe and
who was there because he was on the pre-show panel.
Like, where's the Bang Bang Gang?
Yeah, where's the Bang Bang Gang to help Jay White? Like all these guys have friends that could be assisting them in winning this title. You know what I mean? Like, this is your opportunity for your guy to win this title in a no DQ kind of situation. I mean, if you're already going to overbook this thing, like, which it kind of already was, then like go all out with it, with all these faction wars and people beating each other, whatever. Like, again, it's overbooked, but at the same time, it's different from everything else on the show, so it's fine. Like, we've seen WWE, main events that were overbooked to shit with interference everywhere and a million people, but like, it is what it is. But yeah, they were just trying to cram in so much to 17 minutes with different storylines and all these people all over the place. And it was a weird and it just ending with like, all right, we're ending the pay-per-view and tune in to Dynamite for the 6-man that we just announced. All right, bye. Like, okay. All right, great. Which you already have T-shirts for, Rated FTR. Buy it at the merch stand.
They also announced a 6-man for Collision as well, because I was like on Dynamite, which was funny because it was like I remember when that was a funny when Cope. I was saying it was like Kate goes up the big deal. Your face is stupid.
Your face is stupid. That was fun. I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to that 6-man. As well. I also shout out Orange Cassidy and Adam Page. I thought their opener on Dynamite was really good.
It was good. But he shouldn't no-sell 3 orange punches and then hit a buckshot. But the orange punch should mean something a little bit. Like, I feel like, yeah.
Where's Pac, by the way? Is he hurt?
I don't think so. I don't know if he
I know he doesn't live in the States, so he might be on his kind of doing the back in the UK kind of thing. I don't know.
I mean, he's been around for some of the beatings, not this week, but like I feel like you guys saw him like the last week, the week before. We haven't gone that long without him.
I was just gonna say because Wheeler Yuta was definitely in that Dynamite match to take the fucking pin, but I wonder who's gonna get pinned in this match in this 6-man on Dynamite. Well, boy, yeah, there you go, Wheeler.
Brian Keith, bro.
Yeah.
Well, in this one, it'll be Brian Keith on Collision, but no, 100%.
Yeah, no. Again, I thought this was just a bleak finish to what I thought was a really solid pay-per-view overall. Richie, what did you think of the main event? And
it was all right.
Shenanigans?
It was all right. It was just nothing. Like, it was just like right home. But I never thought the kind of finish was in doubt. Like I like that you're a ride and die for Orange Cassidy. That's cool. You can stick up your boy. I just never thought
One of the 12 best of the decade.
Hey,
so
just
far.
like all last year, I was ride or die for Takeshita in every damn match he had for a title. Until he finally got
Eventually,
one.
I'm gonna be right.
Maybe you're gonna will it. You're like me. You're gonna will it into existence eventually, Jacob. So we'll see what happens.
But I didn't think it was in doubt. I don't think. I feel like maybe Moxley's either they're gonna pivot and go, hey, let's give Adam Copeland a run here, or they're gonna go with what I think their direction is. No, they're gonna go with what I think the six and hard cuts.
Right.
They're going with what I think their direction is, which is Darby Allin. So I don't know where they do that, but I mean, there's obviously heaps of people wanting the title. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what Orange Cassidy ever will factor into that, but hey, you can dream. But this is a decent match, not main event worthy quality, but it was alright.
Yeah. JPO.
I liked it. Yeah. There's something about it. Just to say, like you said, like is it main event? I thought it was just fine. It was good, but yeah, it was solid. It was solid.
Yeah, Pez.
I mean, I kind of worked in most of my thoughts kind of already in our conversation. Yeah, a little overbooked. Yeah, too many things kind of going on, or booking decisions of like, why if the Death Riders are helping them, why don't these other faction guys come and counter that? In this thing, I don't know. Like it seems like they're kind of just all alone for no reason. But yeah, it all seemed like it was just kind of set up to other things. I don't think anybody other than you believed that, Jon Moxley wasn't going to win this title or wasn't going to walk away with this title. It doesn't feel like Jon Moxley is like taking over AEW, by the way. Is this storyline going to go anywhere?
I don't think so. And he's never explained why he carries it around in a fucking briefcase.
It's not like anybody's tried to steal it from him. Like he could just wear it on his waist like a normal guy. Like I don't get like he's still getting booked into matches and happily working the matches. So okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was, I guess it was a cool spot where Jay White gave Marina Shafir the Blade Runner, but I think that was you don't see women take punch from dudes that often these days, but that was kind of cool. But other than that, it was sort of meh. But yeah, I don't know. Again, I feel like I'd harp on the story more, but if the bad MJF and Cole one didn't overshadow it in terms of bad, but yes, the storyline's not lighting the world on fire either, because I don't know what he's like. I don't even know what his gripe is. He's been very vague of what his actual gripe is. He's like, oh, this company's not as good as once it was, but I'm like, what are you doing to? He's not doing much to kind of what is he doing to kind of make it for what it was? I don't understand. He's never really made his intentions clear.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So. I think this pay-per-view, just again to kind of give a general overthought, was like similar to a lot of AEW pay-per-views where there's wonky, weird booking decisions where I don't think these are totally thought out completely, but the action mostly delivers in the ring. That seems to be the the story of most AEW pay-per-views, where we question storylines, we question logic things. Tony Khan does not have the foresight to book things 6 months out like I think Triple H is right now, like booking in advance, cleverly piecing, all the puzzles together, a few surprises here and there, but he's got like a story in mind and an end goal, or something. I don't think Tony has that. I think he thinks like about a month out and then works towards that and then we move on. Like I like what's the last really long-term storytelling we had? Maybe Swerve and Hangman last year.
Yeah, and I mean, it was before that. It was like Hangman Omega, which is really good. I feel like he had probably the first 2 years he had a plan, and then after that he's like, "Oh, I got nothing. I don't know."
That's what I mean. He needs somebody else maybe running some of the storylines and at least piecing them together or being like, hey, okay, what are your ideas? Like, what do you want to do? Okay, let's figure out exactly how we can get there and make it make sense. Let's book things out, a little further in advance. Let's try to sit down and plot this out rather than just, I want to see Okada and Omega all in 7 months from now because I love New Japan Pro Wrestling. All right, let's work backwards and figure out how we get there. How do we get there organically? Let's figure out how we get there organically rather than booking backwards and trying to reverse book your way into the match, that you want to see.
Yeah, you could have I don't know. I thought you could have maybe a card. I know he's not wrestling necessarily wrestling full time necessarily. You could have him wrestle maybe an opponent at Revolution. You can have him wrestles Double or Nothing or whatever. But then you could have maybe at Double or Nothing, you have a tease but someone keeps there's a vignette or something that keeps playing after Okada's match. Well, who is it? And then you make that call. Then it's not so you're not you're not teasing this match not really you're being very obvious teasing this match way out. And then you're overshadowing your pay-per-views that are way before that. Your Revolution, your Double or Nothing, your even your your big shows, Dynamite shows your Grand Slam and and stuff like that. So I probably I know I probably would have done it more to hint towards that direction as opposed to just, hey, it's Kenny Omega and then you're gonna have a match. You're obviously gonna have a match at some point. Yeah.
But Pez, out of 10, what would you give World's End?
This is that kind of 7.5, territory. Again, it's kind of one of my go-tos when the work rate is really good, but the storylines are a little wonky. But the stuff that's really good again is really good. Both of Will Ospreay's matches were worth going out of your way to see. Very, very good. Even though Okada Ricochet one was fun. There's other stuff that's solid on the show. Takeshi and Hobbs is solid, but maybe not great. I wasn't as into the Mercedes match as other people were, but maybe you guys were, and that's cool. MJF, again, solid in-ring work, but I'm just happy for that storyline to be over. Thank God. Hopefully, and just move on. Get MJF back in the, at least the title picture or something like that. Good enough stuff on there. And the stuff that was great was very, very great. So, still, again, I always feel like I usually get my money's worth out of these shows for the most part.
Yeah, JPO. Where would you go out of 10?
Yeah, it's that same story we've said a lot with AEW. We have griped with some of the storytelling, but for in-ring competition, I don't have much to totally knock it over with. You know what I mean? I don't love the main event, but I didn't hate it. And there's definitely the continental matches are worth kind of going out of your way to watch. I like the women's match, even though again the storytelling is lackluster. So again, I could be nice and give it a 6.9.
Richie?
Yeah, pretty much the same here. I think we're all kind of simpatico. I think the Continental Classic matches sort of help the pay-per-view in terms of quality, especially, you can't go wrong with the Okada Ospreay match, especially in the final. It's always going to deliver. But yeah, there's some of the storyline issues. Kind of play AEW sometimes. I'm glad MJF and Adam Cole seems to be over for now, and well, at least hopefully, watch us be wrong. But I will. I'm sort of in that 7 territory as well, so I'll go 7.
Yeah. I want to give it a 10 for finally ending MJF and Cole, but I won't. I'm kind of in that, but yeah, that 7 to 7.5 range, because I thought, while sometimes the storylines can be, convoluted and not up to par, they're always delivering when it comes to the in-ring quality, and I think that's what matters the most for me personally. If you can give me solid matches in the ring, I can forgive kind of weak storylines. and weak storytelling. And I think that's what AEW does sometimes. Sometimes they have really solid storylines, like Swerve and Hangman was really solid. But yeah, so I'm in between 7 and 7.5. So I'll go 7.25, right in the middle. So that was World's End. Yeah. Now that they got the streaming deal with Max, some of these Continental Classic matches might be fun to go back to. I don't know if you saw it, Pez. I know you wanted to go back. Osprey and Darby Allin is a good one.
No, that's what I mean. I want to go back and watch Osprey and Darby, Osprey and Claudio, just because I love Claudio. So like, I want to see those guys go at it. I heard the Osprey Ricochet match and Hammer. I want to watch those Hammerstein shows. I heard those shows were pretty great. Yeah, there's a couple of the what?
That's when they first did the toilet paper thing at the Hammerstein.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, and even some of the other stuff. Yeah, some of the Okada matches, some of Fletcher. I want to see some of Fletcher stuff. Just because I want to see more of him. So yeah, I'm going through because they have the Max put up the Dynamites and Collisions going back to like October, so it includes all the Continental stuff from at least the back half of the year. So yeah, I mean, I know they're going to slowly add stuff piece by piece, and I think they have. 2019 they have everything, the pay-per-views and
all the pay-per-views
Dynamite's from there, but just because it was like the back half of 19, so it's not that many. Like the pay-per-views, it's like 5. It's like 5 things. Not even all pay-per-views. They have like the Fight for the Fallen, like things like that. Yeah. And but they've got the Dynamites, which started in like October, so they've got the whole year, in quotes, of 2019, but it's not that much. But I know they're going to slowly kind of add things progressively, with the old pay-per-views and stuff too. And I do want to watch the old pay-per-views because a lot of those I missed when they were first getting started, and didn't see a whole lot of it. So I'd like to go back. I did go back and look at the card of the results of the Double or Nothing for 2019, just because I was curious as like who's still with the company and who's not, and people I forgot was with the company. And it's like maybe half the people on the show, you know what I mean? And another half of it was like people who are definitely not there anymore. So I forgot Awesome Kong was on that show. I was like, what the fuck?
She was bad storyline with the Nightmare Collective.
Yeah. So, it's like, one of the matches on the pay-per-view was like, Jack Evans and what's Phantasma, or, it's like, wow, those guys were featured in like a full-on match. Okay. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to go back and watch and see a little bit of the progression.
Yeah. So that's the AEW portion of the show.
Can I throw something out real quick?
Yeah.
No, just gonna say, in a way, AEW actually returns pay-per-view this weekend. They're co-promoting that Wrestle Dynasty pay-per-view the night after the big Wrestle Kingdom show over in Japan. So got stuff like Dustin Rhodes and Sammy Guevara will defend their Oregon Water tag titles against Sho and Yo. Ricochet versus Zack Sabre Jr. Konosuke Takeshita and will battle Tomohiro Ishii for the international title. Jack Perry versus Yota Tsuji. Kenny Omega battles Gabe King. Shota Umino versus Claudio Castagnoli. Brody King versus David Finlay. The Young Bucks take on Great O'Connor and mystery opponent for the tag titles. Mercedes Moné versus Mina Shirakawa for the strong women's title, and then the British title, but not the AEW TBS title. So a lot of AEW on that.
Is that on? Is that going to be on Triller or something? Or is there a way to watch that?
It's a $50 Triller pay-per-view, but I'm also checking right now. I think it's on New Japan World as well for $10, which is weird.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess you can do like one of those 1 month, things of New Japan World and watch it. I guess if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Just do New Japan World. Yeah, it's on Roku, so that's probably what I'm going to do. It's last time I did it, which it's been about a year or two. The app wasn't great because it's definitely not intended, I feel, for English speakers. And also the way to cancel it was weird. So it was kind of like you had to pay for inconvenience in a weird way. But but we'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot because then you can also watch Wrestle Kingdom, all for $10.
Gotcha.
All right, we will shift our focus now to the WWE. They will be the focus of our fantasy draft. We will be drafting.
I was gonna say just quickly is like if you want like the kind of the WWE is slowly putting stuff on Netflix have got like kind of like a they got like a soft sort of like there's old Raw episodes and stuff like that. There's not like a lot, but they're slowly transitioning.
They'll roll it out over the year, I'm sure. Yeah, it'll be
Yeah,
just.
you had your shot during the news segment, Richie. We're past that.
Oh no! Hey, you did that too, you motherfucker. Anyway, here you go.
So for the third time,
Anyway,
also, if you look at HBO Max, they have.
I hate all of you. Except for Pez, he had a little joke. No, we will be doing a fantasy draft, much in the realm of fantasy football. Like I said at the beginning of the show, we will be drafting some rosters, WWE only, because we're just testing this out, seeing if we like this, if it works out. The JPO came up with a scoring system which I can share. Just in the interest of time, because we're getting kind of late, I can share the scoring system next week. I'll kind of do a recap because we will be starting with SmackDown tomorrow, and then the Raw on Netflix will be counted towards the scoring. So I can kind of do a recap next week and kind of introduce the scoring system as well. But yeah, WWE main roster only, just for the sake of simplicity. However, if you want to draft an NXT guy that you think will be called up to the main roster between now and I think we're doing like half the year for WWE.
I think we said we can. It would be smart if we go through SummerSlam. That's probably a good barometer. So now, and SummerSlam will be included. That'll be like your last chance to get points. Will be at SummerSlam, and then we could switch to AEW and do maybe like Forbidden Door to the end of the year or something like that. Roughly. Yeah. Roughly, like we'll figure out logistically, but something like to that degree, and we can switch and then draft AEW and go to the end of the year just to play around with it and have fun. But yeah, that would make sense to go from, SmackDown, Netflix, Raw, to SummerSlam, big show to big show, and then maybe big show to Forbidden Door to Worlds End, AEW, whatever, something like that. Yeah.
And we're only counting the stuff that you see on TV. We're not going to look up any house show results to get points.
Yeah.
So yeah, our rosters we will have. We talked before we went live. We're gonna have 10 slots, 6 males, 6 male singles wrestlers, 2 tag teams, and 2 women for a total of 10 roster spots. Again, if you want to include an NXT guy or girl or tag team that you think will be called up sometime in the next 8 months, because I think SummerSlam is in August. Yeah. Then you are more than welcome to. But before we do that, we have a draft order.
Yes. I have it ready, so let's do this. I just thought about that a minute ago, so here we go. All right.
We'll do it just like we do any other draft that we do. You can choose your spot in the draft. We'll do a snake draft.
Yo, there you go.
All right, now that the wheel is
I'll
trying,
go fifth. I'll go first.
First?
What was that?
First.
Okay. That's number 1. Yeah. All right. Makes sense. All right. So let me hit that shuffle again and we'll do it done. Here we go. There we go. It's gonna be close. Ooh. Okay. This is trickier though, because do I go second to get a high profile or do I do the double? Because it's a different type of draft.
It is. That's a good point.
Man. No, I think in this case I'm gonna go second. I'm not gonna go fourth. I'm gonna you want to go for those heavy hitters, I think, in this one, and there's not as many spots. So I'm gonna go second. So all right. Another close one.
Oh, I hate this so much.
Oh no, very barely. All right, Richie.
I'll just stick with 3, third.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can be fourth. So,
that's where I would have picked.
I'd
Anyway.
say there might be a different strategy to this than like our normal drafts. Yeah, because there's actual points on the line and things, and there are those heavy hitters that you kind of want to take. So yeah, that could be interesting. So.
Now, I will say for anybody watching who's interested, yes, there are the points. There are going to be more points for title matches and title wins than there are regular matches. Again, I will go over the whole scoring next week and kind of do a recap of the first week.
We've kind of said, yeah, there's different things for different wins and appearances on pay-per-views and whatnot. Yeah.
So, all right, Pez, do you want to reorder us when you are ready?
Yeah, no, definitely. All right, so JPO, it'll be me, and then Jacob, or excuse me, and Richie and Jacob. All right, there you go. So, all right, there you go. All right, well, let's get it going then. Like you said,
45-second draft clock.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, we'll make it quick. But yeah, like you said, six males, individuals, 2 tags, 2 females. So there you go. So, but you can do it whatever order you want. You want to draft tag team first? You can draft tag team first. You want to draft a woman? Whatever. You can go whatever order you want. JPO, all right, you got that number 1.
Give me a ring general Gunther.
Oh boy, shit. Son of a bitch. Okay.
All right. Yeah, not. I thought he was 1 or 2.
Yeah. He's going to be making a lot of appearances, I think, on pay-per-views, and he's making his final run, and I think they're going to give him some wins. Give me John Cena. I think it's kind of a gamble, but I'm going to take it. I'm going to take the gamble on John Cena.
I love the pick. He would have been my first if he fell to 4th.
That's what I mean. I think it's a little bit of a gamble, but it could be a big payoff. If
the
he
fun
gets
thing
some
about
big
a draft now is, like, my heart hopes he wrestles a lot, but not for points. I hope he wrestles every 6 months.
Yeah, I know you're like rooting against me. Like, God damn it, that John Cena, why is he on the pay-per-view?
Stop! No, get off Raw.
No,
Fucking stop it.
Well, you already know he's in the Rumble. You already know he's in Elimination Chamber.
He's going to be on WrestleMania, 100%. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gambling on the fact that he's going to have big matches at least on pay-per-view, and I think he'll at least win some of them. And hell, he could even get a mini title run. I don't know. I'm gambling on it. So I'm
Richie, draft the Undertaker.
Put in money in the bank one more time.
I just hope he's in a charitable mood and just puts people over more than he wins. But anyway, yeah, all right, cool. I will pick adrenaline in my soul, something, Cody Rhodes spirit.
Okay. All right. Yeah, those heavy hitters. That's what I mean.
In my soul, I'll take Akam.
Akira Tozawa.
All right, Jacob.
Yes.
Still heavy hitters on the board, even with those 3 guys. Yeah.
And I will take. I am going to go with. I think he's gonna wrestle a lot still, and I think he's gonna hold on to this title at least through WrestleMania. I hope. So give me Braun Breaker.
I mean, no, that's a good pick. Yeah,
You gotta be surprised about it. Yeah, it's high on my list. That would have been my next.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we get another one to snake it back around.
And then I'm torn. I don't know if they're gonna put the title back on her, but I do think I'm taking. See again. I don't know. Even if she does, I don't know if she's gonna wrestle every week. But I think she's gonna have some big moments still. Give me Rhea Ripley.
Okay.
Rhea bloody
mommy.
All right, Braun Breaker and Rhea Ripley. Jacob, Richie.
All right, I'm gonna go with a woman in the second case she gets drafted. Give me Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green. Well, I mean, there's a good chance, if she just won that title, she's going to defend it at least a couple of times.
Yeah,
this is on her first try.
Yeah, we'll see.
To JPO's next pick, Meechin.
Yes. All right. So it's to me. I'm gonna go with a guy who's not really a main event guy yet, but I think he's poised for a big push. Now that this bloodline thing is winding out, I'm gonna take Jacob Fatu.
All right. Yeah. I like the pick.
I don't see him losing anytime soon and getting wins. So I think I'm banking on just straight wins, a lot of winning matches. So yeah.
No, that's
Okay.
solid. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take Mr. Fatu. All right, pretty early.
Yeah, because I mean, I think the wins would still count even if he's in, tag matches.
If he's in tag matches, faction matches, if they win, it counts. So,
Yeah.
And there could be a lot of still main events or pseudo main events in there, a lot of pay-per-view appearances. I think he's going to get a big push in 2025, so I'm kind of banking on that. Again, you got to look ahead, but if he's about to break out of that, I think it's happening.
Right.
So, yeah. All right. JPO, you got a double here, so you can do some damage. What you got?
Give us somebody who's at least pretty consistent. Damian Priest.
Okay.
I like that pick.
He's at least consistently on pay-per-views and whatnot, so yeah.
I mean, Raws too. Don't sleep on 4 weeks of Raws. Compared to one pay-per-view. Like, he's a pretty big Raw guy.
Sure.
And then give me Liv Morgan.
I debated doubling down and taking Liv Morgan with my next pick, but I will not now.
All right, let me delete Liv and Rhea off my thing here. Okay. All right, so I'm again taking a gamble that he's going to get a push out the gate and get a lot of appearances and a lot of wins, maybe some pay-per-view appearances, but I'm trying to rack up points. I'm going to take Pentagon and say he debuts and gets a whole bunch of wins. So I'm going to go ahead and take Pentagon. Or whatever they bill him as, Pentagon, whatever,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I was going to say when he debuts and they call him like Penta or something else, something like, doesn't count.
Yeah.
That's a Pentagon.
Yeah.
They're calling him Octagon.
Oh, yeah. Please welcome Barry.
Hexagon. All right, yeah.
Give it up for Triangle.
Yes. So again, maybe not the top of the card, but points. I want to rack up those points.
Right. No, that's
and then let's see what we can do here. All right, Richie, you got Cody Rhodes and Chelsea Green. What you got?
I'm gonna bolster my tag division. Give me the War Raiders.
Okay.
Sweet. I'm so glad this guy fell to me because I think he's going to get a lot of wins as well. Give me Drew McIntyre.
He could get a big push next year for sure. McIntyre. All right. Okay, we got another one.
Yeah. I'll take a tag team. Give me DIY.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. All right.
What do you mean? Wow.
See that coming? Just didn't see that coming, Mister. Knowing who you are.
All right, Richie.
Right. Just because I think he'll consistently be in the picture because of who he is, I'm gonna go. Yeah, LA Knight.
Okay. LA Knight, yeah. All right. I think I'll take my first tag team, and I'm going to go ones that haven't really had matches yet since they had a specific character turn, but I think they're going to push it. Give me the New Day. Give me Xavier and Kofi.
That ruined my plans.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Sorry, buddy.
I was like so close. I was like, there's no way I'm just going to come back to me. I was like, one away, Pez. Do something else. Ah, man.
Yeah.
Shit, 'cause I do want to do a tag thing. Wow, fuck. Give me Street Profits.
Okay.
I sound so upset doing it. I'll take this Street Profit.
You have to bank. I mean, these tag teams, we're gonna have to bank on those wins on SmackDown and Raw. You know what I mean? Because they don't put
Maybe
that
Saturday night's
pay-per-view.
main event.
Maybe Saturday night's main event. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to bank on those wins on TV, but it is what it is. All right.
And then we Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins. All right. Okay.
We do this a year ago. He's a first round pick.
Yeah. All right. All right. So Seth Rollins, the Street Profits, JPO. Back to me. I mean, he's still on the table, and I still think he could get some big, wins and matches. Potentially Rumble, potentially WrestleMania. Give me CM Punk.
Yeah.
I think he's definitely one of those top 3 or 4 guys that could win the Rumble. Could have a main event at WrestleMania. Have some gold at some point. So, it's a pretty safe bet. All right, Richie.
I'm going to finish my tag division. I'm going to bank that these guys get called up. Watch them not get called up. Give me Fraxia.
I thought about it. I put it on my list.
It's a brave choice that could. It's either going to
pay off or not,
really
or just bombed when they just stay on NXT for another 6 months.
Yeah, they break up this week on TV.
Yeah, they do the breakup. I hope they get called up because they would inject some juice in.
No, my heart hopes for you. My points say breakup.
No, 100%. It could go either way. We'll see. All right, Jacob, you got a women's slot, a tag slot, and 3 singles.
The women are not slots.
Or 4. Yeah. I didn't say slot for the women's. I said, it's slots for the men's.
Rhea Ripley is a nice lady.
Hey, she's a nice
lady.
She's a nice lady. So I know earlier that I picked Dakota Kai to be the first women's intercontinental champion. But as the show went on, I have changed my mind, and I think Lyra Valkyria is going to win that. So that's my next pick. Banking on her winning. If not, I still think she will be heavily featured.
All right.
I need JPO to know how much that joke killed. The Lights Out trivia is appreciative of your joke, JPO. I believe that's Tato.
Yay.
So that's my women's. I think I'll finish off my tag team division. I still think they will be heavily featured. And this could just also be a personal pick. Give me the Motor City Machine Guns.
I thought you were thinking the first one, so I was like, what?
Oh, I gotta go the champions first. That's a guaranteed championship match at some point, at least.
Well, I could see the Guns getting it back at some point for sure.
Yeah, exactly. That's my thing.
Yeah, and still being racking up some wins before then. So yeah, it could definitely.
Here's my problem now. The fucking tag teams are left.
Yeah, the tag division is unfortunately quite.
The Judgment Day is still there.
But the Judgment Day would be breaking up for these.
How would we even count that? Just any time they tag, I get points. Like, how do we even count that?
Would you have to specify what members they? I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, legitimately.
Like, I don't know. I'm guessing maybe. Like, how often do like Carlito and Dominic actually team together? You know what I mean? Is it usually just Finn and JD?
There's Omos and his partner and whatever. No.
That was news I forgot to mention. Yes. He's a
Nobody gives a fuck. Fuck you, Omos.
There's Otis and Akira Tozawa.
There's the Creeds.
The Creeds.
The Authors of Pain.
White Six.
There's your Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. Come down under.
If you want to cheat and use a women's tag team, I'm fine with that.
All right, just keep going.
Cool. I'll finish off my
Theory and Waller are still available. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'll finish off my the woman draft here. I want women's picks. It's Tiffy time. I'll pick Tiffany Stratton.
Fuck me, I was gonna pick. Then she's gonna be my next pick. Damn.
I was between her and
Damn it.
Valkyria.
Yeah.
Obviously, she's got that money in the bank.
All right. Yeah, I haven't taken any women yet, but I'll get one out of the way because I think she could get wins in either singles or tags. I'll take Jade Cargill. All right. JPO, one lady spot, one tag, 3 singles left.
I will take your partner Bianca Belair.
Bianca Belair.
Who definitely didn't attack her.
So we'll be both
Naomi.
rooting for them. So we'll be both rooting for them, JPO, if they continue to have tag matches. Yeah, get those wins, and then when they feud against each other, inevitably this year, we'll be rooting against each other. So there you go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll see that.
And then because I don't think there's really any other good options, I'll take the Creeds.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I guess I'll finish off my tag before I run out of people, and I'll just take Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, like the Girls of Destiny. If they break off into the tag division, after this bloodline shit is over, I think they'll still feature them as a featured tag team at least. So whatever you want to build them as, Jacob. The bloodline, Girls of Destiny, whatever you want to build them as, you know what I mean? The Tongas.
I just wrote them down as a
Tongaloa. Yeah, Tama and Tonga, whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Give me Sami Zayn.
I mean, this guy, he's got to be returning soon, right? And I think he could get some TV wins. I mean, he loses on pay-per-view a lot, but I think he can get those TV wins still. Give me Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Is he worth the pick? Doesn't wrestle on TV a lot.
Yeah, the problem is some of these guys get maybe big wins, but how often do they wrestle? You know.
No, I can't do it. Give me Jey Uso.
Okay. I think that's a solid upper mid card pick. Because you could see him even getting like the IC title at some point, maybe even this year or something. Again, yeah,
Yeah, even if him and Jimmy do go on another tag team run, I get those.
Right. Yeah, you wonder, like, you would take the Usos if you don't know if they're actually going to tag or not, or how often that's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, as a tag team, like, how often that's going to go down.
Yeah.
So, that's a gamble. All right, Richie. You got 3 spots left, just all singles. So what you got?
Yeah, all right. I had one in mind on it. It just completely blank. Hang on. I'll go Shinsuke Nakamura.
Okay.
I mean, he was a United States champion, but
yeah. All right. I think there's plenty of ladies to still choose from, so I'll wait on that since you guys have already drafted all yours.
yeah, we've all
I'll just wait on that for my last one because I can just pick whoever. All right, I got 2 more single spots. I'm gonna gamble that I think it's a safe bet he's gonna pop up in the Rumble, and then get a good push on SmackDown. I'll take Trick Williams. Give me Trick.
That was the one I was thinking of. I completely blanked on it.
Yeah. Yep. I'll take Trick. Whoop that Trick. Give me some points. All right.
Back to
All
JPO.
right. JPO, you have 3 single spots left.
Give me my cousin Kev.
Okay, KO.
I was debating on him, but it's like he's going to be probably booked in that main event or upper mid card spot. But how often is he going to win?
Yeah.
But also, I'm also hoping even don't forget too, that's short term. So after that, at least he'll be back and getting hopefully a lot more TV time. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Somebody that doesn't get a lot of TV time. I'm gonna go Dominic Mysterio.
I thought about it actually because he could get a big push this year.
Yeah, and he could get a push too and start getting more wins. I feel it's happening sometime soonish.
Right. No, I like the logic. I considered it. Okay. All right. So I got 1 women's spot and 1 singles left. So he's still on the board, and I know he pretty much only wrestles pay-per-views, but he does win a lot. So he could be my ace in the hole to get big wins, at least in main events. He's on the board, so I'll take Roman. Roman Reigns.
That was the guy I was wondering about. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I know he doesn't wrestle a lot, but I could also kick it off quick because I'm pretty confident he's going to be solo. So, I could kick it off really quick on Netflix, at least, right. And then he could still do something at the Rumble, maybe, WrestleMania, he's going to have a big match. He's going to have big matches on all the pay-per-views, at least. I know he doesn't wrestle on TV consistently, but I'm banking on those big wins. He could just be my 6th slot, to get those big wins. My other guys can get those TV wins, hopefully. We'll see what happens. All right. Richie, you got 2 single slots left?
All right. I goofed in the last one, so I forgot about I just blanked on Trick Williams. I will also I will kind of hedge my bets and say hopefully this guy gets called up. Well, I think he's almost due, but I'm less sure than I am about Trick Williams, but I think he'll get called up at some point soon. I'll go over Finn.
See, I'm not as confident he's going to get called up as I am Trick. I'm not as confident.
I just didn't make any ballsy choices like y'all did. I salute you. I just didn't have balls.
Sure. I think Trick is a little more a surefire than Oba.
What else can he do? Yeah.
Yeah, Oba, I think, is still they might consider him still green enough to hang around in NXT a little longer before he gets called up. I don't know. I can see him making an appearance in the Rumble. I can see that, but I don't know about him being consistently on the roster after that. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But big gamble. All right, Jacob, finish off your draft. 2 single slots.
Yes. I'm thinking TV wins. I think he can pick up a lot of them. Give me Sheamus.
Yeah. I can see him having a WrestleMania moment, Jacob, so you could bank on that. You could have a big WrestleMania moment as well.
And then part of me wants to pick Joe Hendry for his Rumble appearance, but I'm not going to. Instead, I will take. I think he's gonna kind of like a Roman Reigns. I think he could have a lot of big pay-per-view moments. Give me Logan Paul.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought about.
That's what I thought you were going with when you said pay-per-view moments initially. I'm like, oh yeah, Roman Reigns. That makes sense as well.
Yeah.
Again,
Logan Paul, you just never know when he's going to show up, how often he's going to show up because he's got so many other things.
That's why I waited till my last.
There's a lack of consistency. At least Roman is always involved in things. I never know when Logan's going to show up and for how long, and then he just disappears again for 3 months. You just never know.
I think he'll at least be involved from because he's going to be Raw.
From now to Mania, I'm sure he'll be
Mania.
involved. Yeah. I just don't know after that. Yeah, so we'll see.
I'm torn between two. One's trending in the right direction, one's sort of a bit iffy. But I'll go with the one trending in the right direction. Hopefully it pays off. So my last pick, I'll go with Ludwig Kaiser.
Okay. That might be a solid pick.
That's a good pick.
I could see him getting a push, so that's a good pick. Unfortunately, my boy Ilya Dragunov is still hurt, and he's going to be hurt for most of the year. So I would pick him, but damn it, he's gone. Yeah, same with we can't pick AJ because we don't know when AJ's coming back.
AJ, Bronson Reed, unfortunately.
Bronson Reed, you just don't
Bronson
know.
Reed,
yeah,
I was like, I don't know if he'll be back when he'll be back. If he'll be back by WrestleMania, maybe. I don't know.
Pre-Survivor Series, that guy probably would have been around 2 or 3.
Yeah. All right. All right, so I got to make a decision on my final women's roster selection. All right, I'm kind of between two that are pretty reliable to get those wins. Damn it! Or I could pick somebody that could potentially come back this Monday as well and get some wins. You know what? I'll take the gamble and I'll say Becky Lynch. I think she could be back on Monday. And then start racking up some wins. So I'll take Becky. It's a gamble because I don't know. It's rumored. Why is she ineligible?
Because you have to pick a female wrestler and she's the man.
Oh, sorry.
I was like, wait, what do you?
Yeah.
What do you? Don't veto this because if she doesn't come back,
No.
Yeah, I know. I lose. I mean, I think it's heavily rumored she's going to show up on Raw on Netflix and make a return.
Yeah, well, she was even at the. She was at their press conference thing.
That's what I mean. So I'm hoping she'll come back and get involved in some things and start racking them up pretty quickly and be involved in WrestleMania and whatnot. So yeah, we'll see.
And even if not Raw on Netflix, I could see her at least by the Rumble.
By the Rumble, she's back. Yeah, for sure. In the Rumble,
she'll be on Raw. I almost guarantee she'll be on Raw. I feel.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure too. But if not, like for whatever reason.
Yeah. All right.
Interesting. Before we no Nia Jax getting drafted. Do you?
I was debating between, and again, the women's are over, so I'm not, stealing any. JPO's got one more pick.
Right, that's why I brought it up.
But yeah, I'm saying I was debating between either Becky or Bailey or Nia Jax. It was like one of those three. Like, because I think they're all
I had Bailey over Nia myself too. Like, I just feel like when Nia loses, I just almost feel like she's gonna get lost in the shuffle again. I'm almost
Yeah.
Bailey's kind of 50-50 as to whether they book her to win or lose. So, like, I don't know. Like,
win or lose, but at least she will get points, I feel, more consistently.
Yeah, she'll be on shows.
She's still like a poor woman, or that, they still treat her like she's important. So, sort of like she'll kind of get. So. I love women because I thought maybe another person that I thought maybe would have got there was like Charlotte Flair, who might come back soon too. Like,
But you never know when she's coming back. They've been like teasing that.
Apparently, she might be coming back very soon.
Okay, that's very possible. All right, but JPO, finish it off. You got one more male single slot left. So what you got?
Chad Gable. Give me Chad Gable. I hope he finally gets the push we all thought he was going to.
Yeah. I was wondering if I was going to draft him. Yeah, he could be a solid mid card. Yeah. Right there.
Can I reveal who I was like torn between?
Well, I was going to say, I was going to lay out a few that were still on the table, like to be drafted that didn't, you know what I mean? But yeah, go ahead. If you would have
I was torn between like all the guys. I was the one that I think I'm iffy about his direction was Carmelo Hayes. I was like,
yeah, I thought about it, but I don't know if they'll be consistent with the push or not. Yeah. It's in the same vein of like, there's a couple other guys that are like always around, but you never know it depends on how they get booked. You got guys like Finn Balor who could be booked either not as great or great, get those mini pushes. Braun Strowman is like hit or miss with their pushes with him, winning or losing. Rey Mysterio could always pop back in and out of like, upper main events. Yeah, I mean, and I think those are a lot of heavy hitters. There's a few like lower people that again they get like mini pushes, but I don't know, how consistently.
Uncle Howdy, I was considering. Like Uncle Howdy, I just thought maybe I don't know how often they get to appear though.
They almost seem like guest stars at this point, the way they're treating the White and
Yeah.
Six.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, another notable omission, I
Mhm.
think. No Solo Sikoa.
Mm.
Well, yeah, but he loses a lot, so he gets booked a lot, but he loses a lot. So
I'm curious to see how they book him once this. I don't know if Monday is
Yeah.
the end of his story with Roman, but yeah,
He'll be the Rock sidekick probably soon.
That's what I mean. I kind of feel like where it's going is he's going to lose that. If I had to predict, Rock comes out, calls him a jabroni, says, "I'm the real. Give me that stupid necklace, you jabroni geek. Get out of my way. Like, I'm the man now," and steps in to face Roman. You know what I mean? Something like that. Like, and it's like Solo, or more of a situation of like Solo. You had your shot. I gave you your shot, even though I'm the real guy pulling the strings. You failed, so now I got to do it myself. Like the Thanos thing. Okay, I got to do it myself now.
Right.
You know what I mean? You failed. You're Loki. You failed. Now I got to do it myself. So I feel like it's going to be a situation like that, and then he's going to step in, and that's going to set up the Roman Rock thing for Randy. That the one we want to see, as opposed to last year where we didn't want to see it. The one we actually
now we do. Yes.
Now we do, and it's okay, and everybody will be fine with that. Now, now that it's not interfering with other stuff. But yeah, I think that's a good, distinct possibility for Monday.
The two other the two other NXT call-ups I was considering, one I think is probably likely to have. Roxanne Perez, I feel like it's quite close to being called up. And maybe Tony D'Angelo, I think is probably he's not far off. I don't feel.
I don't know if I have faith in him getting pushed though. Perez would have been a good call, but D'Angelo, I don't know. Even if he get called up, I don't know what that dude's ceiling is.
Yeah,
I thought about Roxanne, but I think she doesn't get called up until after Mania, so it's kind of know why I went with the other two.
Yeah.
All right. Well, should we run down our points fantasy roster one more time, Jacob, and just who we all drafted for the now through SummerSlam to compete for the points and see who wins. So are we gonna have two winners in this year? We'll have the WWE winner and the AEW winner, something like that, and then we'll determine what you get, what the prize is, at another given time, because we could have two different winners, obviously,
right?
Two different drafts. So yeah, well, let's run it down.
Yeah. So JPO, do you have your roster? Or do you need one of us to?
I do, but just in case, go ahead.
I got you, buddy. JPO, you got Gunther, the Ring General, Damian Priest, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Dominic Mysterio, Chad Gable, and then women's side, Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, your tag teams of the Street Profits and the Creeds. All right.
Pez, you drafted next.
Yes, I drafted John Cena, Jacob Fatu, Pentagon, CM Punk, Trick Williams, and Roman Reigns. For the females, I got Jade Cargill and Becky Lynch. And then my tag teams of the New Day and the Tongas, Tama Tonga, Tongaloa.
All right. Richie, do you want me to go over your roster, or do you have it?
You can. Thank you.
All right. Richie drafted for his male singles wrestlers. He has Cody Rhodes, LA Knight, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Oba Femi, and Ludwig Kaiser. For his women, he has Chelsea Green and Tiffany Stratton, and his tag teams are the War Raiders and Firaxium, Nathan Frazier, and Axiom. As for myself, I have Braun Breaker, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, Jey Uso, Sheamus, and Logan Paul. For my women, I have Rhea Ripley and Lyra Valkyria. And then for my tag teams, I have DIY and Motor City Machine Guns. Again,
Jacob, I think you have elected to try to keep score in your documents there.
Yes, I will keep score starting tomorrow with SmackDown, which is now 3 hours, I believe.
Yeah. But no, I mean, maybe like we could give like weekly updates on possible, if possible,
for sure.
between shows and just kind of be a fun thing to track, and then we can have big updates after big pay-per-views and whatnot, and see kind of how everything's going, and see what happens. It'll give us a few extra stakes for the pay-per-views and the TV shows and whatnot. So that'd be kind of fun. You can be like my roster. Who's got a match on the pay-per-view? Come on, book him in a match. Come on, book this person, book that person. It's pretty fun.
Actually, that Jacob's pick of the tag teams would actually work great in his favor because he's booked the tag teams that are feuding, so he's going to get points either way.
Yeah.
That's why I almost went. Well, I mean, I've got Drew McIntyre and Jey Uso, so whoever wins that match, I get those points.
I feel like John Cena is going to feud with everybody, so I could get points with everybody.
Right.
This year he could have matches with damn near everybody on the roster.
I mean, especially on yours, I could see him with getting that match with CM Punk. I think that for sure happens.
Having a match with Gunther, having a match with Roman, he could, have a match with The Rock even. Who the fuck knows what happens this year? He could have a match with everybody. I mean, God knows. Yeah, anybody. So we'll see. He said he was going to even wrestle on Raw from time to be a fairly regular roster member. So that's what he's claiming. We'll see.
I think he cleared the schedule for the year, and he's like, nope, I'm.
Yeah, so that's why I'm kind of taking the gamble with it, but I feel like he's kind of made it clear that he's going to be around quite a bit. So, yeah, especially in these, for this first half of the year, with a lot of these big shows. So I'm hoping for that.
Yeah. I have one proposal. I wanted to get some feedback from you guys. Obviously, injuries happen. And much like in fantasy football, you are allowed to drop players and add players. But I think it'd be, if we put a limit on it, not just, who's wrestling next week, so to put a limit on it, and obviously we got, from now till SummerSlam. So I would propose maybe 4 or 5 drops total per person from now till then. Just in case injuries happen and whatnot. JPO.
So there's 2 caveats I would suggest for that. One, unlike football, wrestling's rosters change, so it would be kind of unfair if, Billy got injured. Now I can take, whoever we didn't. Well, I can take Roxanne Perez. Aha, you know what I mean. So it should be to where either A, we can all change somebody, or B, we lock in the roster now, and you got to choose from who's on the roster now. Because it's kind of unfair if your guy gets injured, and now you can choose a really hot, brand new superstar that none of us could have chosen from the beginning. Does that make sense?
So they have to be on the roster right now.
It's a suggestion I would make. Because do you understand what I'm saying?
Are you saying we pick our alternates right now? Is that what you're saying?
No, I wasn't saying necessarily that. Because I'm just saying it would be unfair if Pez got to pick Tony D'Angelo, who all of a sudden was on a winning streak, on SmackDown, that none of us could have seen coming because his guy got hurt.
No, so what I'm saying is, I'm not saying just if they get injured. I'm saying that you can make your drops even if somebody doesn't get injured. If you see somebody, it's. If we
just don't play fantasy drafts, I don't know. I don't
know. Exactly. And as somebody who does do,
I don't either. So,
as somebody,
I thought you just meant for injuries.
No.
Okay, so you just randomly go, I don't want him anymore. I can choose this guy.
Yeah, but
I think Tato's trying to explain that this happens in football. A free agent can join a team, et cetera. You can sign somebody mid-season, shit like that.
That's just
my only and then my other caveat for that would also be you can't drop someone during the middle of a show. So you couldn't drop someone during Smack. Oh, this person's about to win. Let me.
Well, of course, they're locked in for shows.
You either lock it in Thursday before SmackDown or Sunday before Raw. Or
I would say only drop people on air here on the Lonely Marks Wrestling Podcast.
That too.
If you make a change, you got to make it official on camera. You can't just be scheming behind the, whatever. You can strategically do it.
You see Tato's latest comment.
Oh,
you can make one change, and the person with obviously we're not doing records. We're just doing a running point total. But I could also do weekly point totals. And so whoever had the worst point total for that week would get first choice. And obviously you don't have to if you don't want to. But like we could also make that like a segment of the show going forward. Is like, all right, do you want to make any roster changes? If not,
but yeah, I would say a limit of like 3 though, or something. Not even
3?
5. Like you got 3 mulligans, essentially, what we can call it.
I'm down
3.
with 3 as well.
You can make 3 changes throughout the next here now to summer, so you can strategically do it, on the air, or if you feel like somebody's about to get a push or is starting to get one, and you want to make a roster change and you want to sub somebody out in and out. Obviously you can't take somebody from somebody else's roster,
No.
But if somebody drops somebody and somebody else could pick them up?
I think so, but I think you would have to if JPO drops,
say he drops Chad Gable, like he drops Chad Gable.
Yeah, if he drops Chad Gable, and then you want Chad Gable, but whoever picks after JPO, I'm saying, wants Chad Gable, but the other two now don't have that option. I would say he's ineligible for that week, but the following week he could be eligible.
No, I'm not saying immediately after on air, but if he drops him, the next week, and you want to call dibs on.
I think so. I think that
somebody got dropped. You could consider them a free agent at that point. Anybody we didn't draft tonight is a free agent. Anybody we didn't draft at all tonight is like a free agent up for grabs, and you can use one. I would say 3. Let's do 3 because then you have to be strategic about it. You can be like, I don't know, should I use one of my 3 before WrestleMania? Whatever. After if you kind of feel like somebody's about to get a push. Some lower card guy or some NXT person does get called up, whatever.
Right.
I don't know, anything, you could try, but you have to be strategic about it. And then, if somebody drops somebody, obviously if you pick somebody up, you got to drop somebody. So that's also a strategy. You can't just pick somebody up without dropping somebody. So, if you want to pick up, I don't know, if you feel like Finn Balor's about to get a push, you got to be strategic about somebody you drop, and then somebody can pick them up, and there's a game to it, something like that. Yeah. So there's a risk and reward in that as well. If you want to try to do that and somebody else picks them up on their roster and you can't get it back and they want to keep them the rest of the year.
So that was one proposal. Sounds like we might be on board with that. And then my other one, and we can talk about this later as well, but I brought it up in the chat, doing some special scoring for the Rumble, maybe doing if your guy's in the Rumble, maybe doing a point per elimination. Something like that, making the Rumble worth
maybe a certain extra points for whoever has the person that was in there the longest or something.
Yeah, doing something like that.
Somebody has the longest, or maybe the top 3 performers in the Rumble time wise. If they're on your roster, you get some points for those.
They're in the
maybe extra 10 points for first, 5 and 3, something like that. 10 extra 10 points for your guys that are the longest. 5 points for the second longest, 3 points for third longest, something like that if they're in there.
Yeah.
Obviously, big points for
eliminations, maybe if you're a guy.
Obviously, big points if you win. Obviously, that's big.
Sure. So that's something that we can talk about. And
if one of your guys has the most eliminations, that could be a point thing. A bonus. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, we can talk about that. I think it's fair.
It'll be fun. And then I'm more than happy to keep score. Again, I'll give an update next week, and kind of introduce the scoring system that.
You and JPO can do a final scoring system, something or other. Make sure we have everything laid out, and for special events like Royal Rumble, we can decide official totals of what goes down in the Rumble.
Yeah, so we'll hash that out. Yeah, but it is late. It's almost 1:00 for these two. I think is it the middle of the day for you, Richie?
It's 3:45 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Luckily I'm off tomorrow, so it's fine. I can sleep in.
I am not. I have to wake up in about 6 hours to get ready, or 7 hours to get ready for work. So I think we'll call. I know I kind of. Kept the conversation going a lot longer.
No, you're good. No, but I mean, I think this is interesting because it'll give us something extra to look for when we're watching pay-per-views, watching TV shows, following results. You can. I mean, Jacob will be keeping official score, but you can, I'm rooting for my guy. Like, come on, like, come on, get that win, like, hope for, when you see maybe where the booking decisions are going, come on, I hope he gets that match, they book him into this, just a little extra something this year for us to like play around with and have a little fun with, it could be cool. Bragging rights throughout the year. Hey, my guy got the big win on the pay-per-view, blah, 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 like, that sort of thing. And like, God damn it, I don't want to vote for this guy to win the match in the predictions, but damn, he's probably going to win and so-and-so's going to get the points, we can play around with that. So yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, I can even do like, here was your top scorer of the week. Here was like your top performer. I think that'd be fun.
Oh yeah, just like they do in fantasy football, like the top running back, top quarterback, things like that. Yeah,
so that'll be fun. JPO, I do have. I'll talk to you off air. Well, it's late. JPO plugs, parting words.
Yeah, I'll keep it brief because it's late. So when I'm not on here, the Peersco is my other main channel. Because it's 2025, that means lots of 2024 talk coming. Trivia, countdowns, all that jibber jabber. Other channels, Movie Hero Network, Why We Love Horror, Multiplex, Common Wrestling Trivia, Lights Out. Richie, are you about to fight in Lights Out like in 5 seconds?
Yeah. Yeah. So you're facing your tag partner.
Oh yeah, it's awkward. I don't know who to root for now. My two babies.
Jacob will have to have a new banner,
Oh, there we go.
to go along with the news. Run that ticker on the bottom, I'll keep that in my banners here because we'll be using it a lot. Yeah, you can have like a weekly, be like Jacob's weekly, fantasy scoring updates, and performance, quick little segment every week. And if you can't be there for whatever reason, you can send one of us the results and, whatnot. Yeah, just send it to us. See what happens.
There's one coming up,
because at least doing this on Thursday that we do, you will know the results of Raw, and the pay-per-views and whatnot, and we're kind of in between.
Yeah,
but
and it's nice because we're starting with SmackDown, so we'll kind of do, SmackDown Raw, and then we'll start a new week with the following SmackDown Raw, and then if there's a pay-per-view, obviously,
right,
there's extra points there, or a Saturday night's main event.
But yeah, the way we do it on Thursday, you'll have like basically 2 weekly shows we can rack points up, to talk about, and then there's a pay-per-view in between, same thing with that. So we kind of got a little perfect placement, to get score updates every week, at least with the 2 weekly shows.
For sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Richie, it sounds like you got Lights Out. You got anything else?
We just did before this, me and Pez did Wheel of Movies, where we talked about what dreams may come. Just watch that discussion. I'll say that. And other than that, I'll put I do JPS trivia a lot. I did a lot of the year end. Like 2024 content coming up. I'll be on probably on JPS stuff for that. Be on movie here podcast league now, doing best, worst, honorable mentions, all that jazz. And yeah, it's pretty much me. What's going on? Yeah.
All right, Pez?
No, mostly over on the Movie Hero Network. Be co-hosting, all the shenanigans over there, tournament fights, Wheel of Movies, Seen and Heard Trivia. Like Richie said, we got a couple of podcasts coming up later this month. JPO and Richie will be a part of pretty much all of those, I believe. Yeah, worst of, little honorable mention shows, and then our actual best of. So yeah, just like he's doing on his channel, we're going to be doing lots of 2024 stuff on our channel. Jacob, I'm always open to doing a one-off discussion of 2024 movies if you ever want to. You let me know. I'm just saying, if you want to do a one-off, and it'd be again nothing crazy. Just wanted to casually talk about what you saw this year, because I know I probably seen more than you, but I can let you lead the conversation. Whatever you want to talk about, I'll just chime in and give my thoughts on that.
I only got to 80. I couldn't quite make it.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm still racking them up, but yeah, I've got 110 so far. I'm still adding a few before the podcast. I know. Well, I always want to get to 100. If I can break 100, I'm good. And I mostly see, but I mostly see all the theater stuff. You watch all the streaming stuff. I don't watch every streaming thing that comes out.
I did pretty good this last half. I did pretty good on both. So
Yeah, no, my theater's my bag, so everything that came out in theaters I pretty much saw. So just about. So that's what, and I rack up a few streamers here and there. But yeah, so just mostly on the Movie Hero Network, man. You can find me over there.
Yeah.
Right
You gonna
on.
see that in Peru?
Paddington in Peru? Hell no.
Yeah, I'm seeing that tomorrow.
I might pirate it. We'll see.
Seeing it
I
tomorrow.
might torrent that shit.
But-
Watch him wreck another country? No, I'm good.
Yeah, you know,
Anyways, you can find me, JPO. We're doing some 2024 trivia tomorrow. Is that
Yeah.
correct? 2024
yeah.
trivia. I will be hosting it, and then we will be doing a draft afterwards of some 2024 movies. So that should be fun. And then, yeah, if you are in the Washington area, you can come see me do stand up. I'm kind of funny. And then, yeah, we'll be back next Thursday with the Lonely Marks. Yeah, we will have a weekly fantasy update. I don't know what else. And then, also, we will be doing the Lonelies. We'll be doing our awards.
Yeah, we need to have JPO lock down all the categories that we're doing so we can send them our stuff throughout the week and lock it all down.
And if you are watching and you would like to participate in the voting, let us know. We'll get you the
And I'm sure we will review and discuss all the shenanigans on the Netflix Raw, because that's going to be a big thing. So,
it'll be a big show.
Oh, yeah, we'll talk about it.
So, yeah, hopefully not as long as this one, but
that's all right.
still a good show. So, yeah, that is it for tonight. If you were watching live, thank you. If you're watching on the replay, also thank you, but not as much. I'm just kidding. Just as much. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, do all the things that good YouTubers tell you to do. So for JPO, for Richie, for Austin, I'm Jacob. We're the Lonely Marks, and we will see you next time.